Pricito, the lowest price. Visit us, Doral Volkswagen or DoralVolkswagen.com. The U.S. men's national teams take us on Turkey tonight at 10 o'clock. Also today at 4, Ivory Coast and Curacao, plus Ecuador and Germany. 7 o'clock, Tunisia, Netherlands, Japan, Sweden. Then at 10 o'clock, Paraguay and Austria. Yuri Perez returned from injury, and the Marlins won yesterday, taking down the Rangers 4-2. They play in St. Louis tomorrow at 8:15. This weather report is brought to you by Tornado Roofing and Contracting, replacing roofs, roof repairs, maintenance, and hurricane impact windows, doors. Visit tornadoroofing.com. Temperatures today in the low 90s. Some cloud cover and possible rain. I am Dan Day. It's time now for the Joe Rose Show here on 104.3 FM WQAM.
Hey, very good morning. Happy Thursday. Welcome in here on WQAM. I don't know about this choice of music, Dan. We got a few losers with us here.
Well, I was told by a woman last night I was a loser, so
yeah.
I figured it'd fit in.
Well, we got a big group of losers here today, except for Alex Dono. He's a good guy. Dono, good morning, man. How you doing?
Good morning. I'm doing well. I'm a little disappointed we didn't get that promised alien invasion during the Brazil-Scotland game yesterday. I know Dan Day knows what I'm talking about.
I saw someone tweet that out yesterday. I did see that. We had the game yesterday. It was a 3-0 game, so Brazil was happy.
3-0.
Not so happy. 3-0. No, sorry. Omar, good morning. How you doing out there?
I'm good. How you gentlemen doing?
Good. We got Jamie here with us. I got to bring Jamie in early on our conversation because the Marlins, we haven't even talked about the Marlins this week. It's kind of been a crazy week, but the Marlins are a tremendous story right now, and Jamie does the Locked On Marlins podcast, similar to how Dono does the Locked On Canes podcast. But Jamie, this is a great story right now with these Marlins.
Marlins playing good baseball right now. Probably hottest team in the league in June right now. Coming off another series win, hanging right around that third wild card spot. Fish are playing good.
Yeah, this is very exciting here for the Marlins. So they're over 500. You know, it's a big sample size here of games for the Marlins. This isn't like, 10, 15 games into the season. This is pretty impressive what this team is doing with the limited payroll that we know that they operate with.
Yeah, I mean, just about halfway through the season, they're a couple games over 500. They're in the playoff race. Like, it's honestly remarkable what they're doing, hanging in there with the Dodgers of the world, the Phillies of the world, the teams that are paying, triple what the Marlins are paying, and the Fish are hanging in there.
And most importantly, it's keeping your podcast relevant here.
Yes, this is all good for business. Very good.
I know the feeling, Jamie.
That's the only thing that matters. Now, Dono's business is booming right now because the Canes seem to be doing something new every day. Dono, where are we on the calendar here? Like, what is going on at the moment? Every day I see you tweet out that they landed some new, 4-star wide receiver stud or whatever. What's going on right now in your world of the Locked On Canes podcast?
Well, I'm going to get Omar's head spinning here because they actually are not only landing players recruiting-wise, like in the current recruiting class, which is 2027. Last night, Omar, they landed a 2028 offensive lineman who's going to be a junior in high school this coming season, and a 2029 quarterback who's an absolute stud, CJ Seifert, but he's going into his second year. So when you got Mario Cristobal as your head coach, recruiting never stops. Right now, technically they're in what they call a dead period, which means no visitors to your campus, no camps going on, no in-person recruiting contact, but you still do have players that are able to announce verbal commitments. Like in about 5 days, there's a 4-star wide receiver in the 2027 class, the current recruiting class, Eli Woodard, who's going to be announcing, and Miami's a finalist there, and I think they're going to land him. It's between Miami, Cal, and UCLA. So there's always something going on, fellas. We also had the announcement yesterday of who's going to be representing Miami at the ACC Media Days, which I know Hollywood and I will both be at. And I think I called my shot on this one, guys. I think it was all names that I said. Your quarterback, Darian Mensah, is going to be there. Your star running back, Mark Fletcher, and your star linebacker, Mo Toure, will be joining Mario Cristobal at ACC Media Days in like 3 weeks.
So no Malachi Tony.
No, because they don't, aside from quarterbacks, they only like to take seniors. So that's why Tony's not going. He'll be, I mean, next year might be his last year, his junior year. He's a sophomore now.
Yeah, I'm not surprised they didn't bring. I wouldn't have thought they would have brought him. Donald, run that list down one more time if you can.
Yeah, quarterback Darian Mensah,
okay.
Running back Mark Fletcher Jr., linebacker Mohamed Toure.
Okay, that sounds about what I would have thought too. My favorite part of that weekend, or week or whatever, is we get to do that vote. For the All-ACC. Ever see those like preseason media polls? For some reason, they let us vote in that thing. Dono has a whole hell of a lot.
Because you're accomplished, established media members who are supposed to be responsible.
I don't have any integrity when it comes to these things, which is why I don't think they should let me vote, because I only vote.
Don't admit that. You don't openly admit that.
I think they should know. Like I'm downstairs doing a radio show, where we tell, very childish jokes and stuff like that. But I only pick Canes players, like for the All-ACC team. I really only pick Canes players. And then I always pick Miami to win the conference, and I pick FSU in last. And I actually have been pretty close on the FSU thing.
Yeah, you're better than a lot of the voters.
Because and to be quite honest, all kidding aside, I do imagine FSU is going to just bottom out this year, right? Like this seems like it for that coach over there, who is a painful interview. It does feel like that's got to be the end of the road for him, right? I know they're out of money because they spent all their money suing the ACC, but they got to get rid of him after this year, right, Dono?
The pervasive thought is actually that he is going to get fired, people think, right after Miami hopefully beats them. Is the thought. That game, I think, takes place on Halloween this year, and it's right before FSU's bye week. So, like, the best time, if you're going to fire your coach during the season, the best time to do that is going into the bye week, so you get your interim coach a little more time to get up to speed. So it seems like the Miami game is the one everybody has circled for that. In terms of your no integrity votes, I know you're not the only one, Hollywood, because I think it was last year, Boston College got 3 votes to finish first place in the ACC, which is that's way more laughable than whatever you're doing there. So you're not the only one.
Somebody told me I almost got a vote in the college basketball poll, and I was like, well, Miami's going to get first place vote. So you better be careful with putting me in that. They Miami's ranked in the 20s. Like, who's giving them a first place vote? That would be me. Speaking of Miami, Dono, a few Canes players getting picked up last night. Trey Donaldson got added to the Heat. The Cavs got a steal with Ernest Uday. He is going to Cleveland on a I guess they call it a 2-way contract type deal. So he's going there. Both really, really great kids. Ernest Uday was special. I really liked being around him. And I guess Malik Renew, I was trying to figure out what happened with him today, Donna. I guess he's still out there.
Really?
So, I guess he's still looking for a spot, unless someone else saw something I didn't. But I was combing the free agency wire, the undrafted free agency wire, very late last night, and just looking for Hurricanes names to pop up. But Trey Donaldson will get a shot with the Heat. The Heat also drafting Ryan Conwell from Louisville. If you watched Hurricanes basketball last season, you saw a lot of Ryan Conwell. The Canes played Louisville a bunch. I want to say they played him 3 times last year.
Yeah,
right. I know they played him. I think they played him in the ACC tournament, and they played him late in the season. So they played Louisville at least twice. So I remember seeing Ryan Conwell a lot, and he is another senior guy with a lot of experience. Scored a bunch of points up there with Trey Donaldson for highest scoring seniors in the ACC. So I think the Heat actually did pretty well last night with a couple of late guard picks there in the draft. But cool to see some of the Canes players getting some love. Shelton Henderson for the current Canes will probably be the talk of the upcoming draft. This may be the final year for him if all things go to plan.
Yeah, and I expect him to have a big year coming up. I mean, for him to head into his second year after all the promise in the first year, I'm excited. I'm excited for Trey Donaldson. I know two-way contract doesn't guarantee you anything, but I hope he gets an opportunity for the Heat. And everybody keeps talking about how they traded everything away for Giannis, according to the people outside the market. So maybe Trey does get a chance here.
Supposedly $18 million. You got to use it for 5 spots if Wiggins doesn't opt out. So the Heat have to put together a roster on cheap, but the truth of the matter is I love and believe in Pat Riley and this organization's ability to find, draft, and develop talent. Powell, I looked at some of his film and man, that kid can stroke it. He's got athleticism that supposedly compares to Anthony Edwards. And if you know the Heat's history, they'll clean up his shot. They'll get him a left handle if he doesn't have one. Their development program is by far probably top 5 in the NFL. I mean, NBA.
The only issue, I know you meant, the only issue though, Omar, is that this is not a window of like, all right, let's spend the next 3 or 4 years developing guys to get to where we want to get to. Like, you got to go now. I mean, I think the Heat realized that. I think the Conwell draft pick is like, and bringing in a guy like Trey Donaldson, these are guys that have tons of experience, right? You're not bringing in, an 18 or 19-year-old kid and say, all right, we're going to spend the next few years trying to turn him into the player we think he can be. You got to get guys that can contribute today, right? Because the window for Giannis is, I don't even want to say 4 years.
Yeah,
I mean, fair. That's fair, right? He's
I think every team is working in every team in professional sports now is working in a 3-year window. If you really look at,
I'm with you.
If you really look at how the sports cycles are going and how contracts are going, and even some of these NBA contracts, I was blown away to realize like the first round pick is signing a 4-year, $60 million contract. I remember the days of Glenn Robinson getting drafted number 1 and becoming the highest paid player in the NBA. And then they saying we got to go to a rookie wage scale. Same thing with the NFL, where I believe it was Jake Long when he was drafted by the Miami Dolphins. He instantly became the highest paid offensive lineman. And now we have the running back Jeremiah Love getting drafted by the Cardinals and becoming the highest paid running back. That's when these teams, they start to, scale back and get concerned about the salaries because they're bloating up there. But it's, you have to work in a 4-year window, and you have to draft and develop talent. It doesn't matter who you are as an organization. You have to draft and develop talent. Look at the San Antonio Spurs. Look at the Minnesota Timberwolves. Look at Oklahoma City Thunder. They drafted and developed talent.
They did, but like a team like the Spurs is probably looking at things saying like, all right, we have a core of 3 guys that are really good and they're all really young. So we have the time, we have the 10 years maybe to work with these guys. We have
10 years. There's nobody in professional sports working off 10 years.
But realistically, they're going to have, you would think they were going to have Wemby. I mean, you can't plan like he's just gonna leave.
I'm sure the Milwaukee Bucks felt like they were gonna have Giannis for forever too.
They did have him for quite a bit though.
Yeah, they did have him. I mean, he's 31. But
Giannis is like double digits in his career. So he started the league at 18. Yeah.
Well, remember, he wanted to stay in Milwaukee, and I love Milwaukee, and it's good for me because I'm a quiet guy and this and that. And look, I get why he wanted out of there. I get why he wants a shot at Miami, but the window is not huge here. This is not a 10-year project. This is, we need to win now, and the Heat are going to bring in guys that can contribute now. Like this is
no different than anybody else. Where is the window? Not a 3-4 year window. Look at how big is the window for the Lakers? It's what?
The window for the Lakers is closed.
Yeah,
I would just
see a window
as LeBron creeps into his early 40s here. Yeah, I think that window is probably just about, well, even if we'll see what LeBron decides to do, but Father Time finally caught up to that guy though, man. He finally was missing games.
Father Time caught up to who?
LeBron. I know. Look, as far as him going out and playing at a high level, he still does it. It is one of the most remarkable things I've ever seen in sports. The fact that a guy that age can play at that level, but the injuries finally, for the first time, started to play a little bit of a role.
I think Luka being injured had more to do with the fact that they weren't really a serious contender.
Well, they might want to get used to Luka being injured.
Father Time, I mean, LeBron, I totally disagree with you. We always expect Father Time to take a player down or out. LeBron is still dynamic in his 40s, which is, I mean, he's still probably top 10 performer in this league. Still an unstoppable player. It's not like we're watching Dwayne Wade in his later years. That's not what we're watching. We're watching a freak of nature. So he'll always be that. It's just he's starting to, because like LeBron, for the vast majority of his never-ending career, just would never really get injured at all. Like he would take maintenance days and stuff, but now it's like it's got to the point where the body betrays him a little bit. But to your point, Omar, he still has those same physical freakish abilities that when he plays, he's still one of the best in the league. Yeah, we're not watching D Wade who's picking his spots and pacing himself. No, we're watching LeBron. LeBron hasn't evolved to the old man game yet. Yeah, no, we're watching LeBron be the first man up the court, out sprint everybody, jump higher than everybody. It's freakish. It's unbelievably crazy. I think the only thing that I can compare it to at this point is when you talk about NBA is now Calais Campbell, who's probably playing his 19th year in the NFL, and there has been no drop off, but he's got an old man game. He's got an old man game, playing a position that he can play. Plays 500 snaps a season. LeBron doesn't do that. LeBron is just unbelievable. Like, think about all of his peers. All of his peers are washed up and done 5 years ago, and he's still going. I see what you're doing, by the way. You're trying to recruit LeBron back to Miami on a low-cost deal. Make him feel loved, Omar. Make him feel wanted. I wouldn't even give him a low-cost deal. All $18 million of cap space we got. Come on, LeBron. Let's do it. Jovic, I'll ship him away for 2 nickels to create more cap space. If you want to come home, LeBron, or come to your vacation home, we shall welcome you. But I'm not one of those people who are getting caught up in, let's court LeBron. I'm a John Morant guy. That's
where we cut you off, Omar. Texter said LeBron's playing at elite level in his 40s. We say Giannis only has a 3-year window. Here's the thing, like Giannis, I think injuries are starting to catch up with him, right? And he plays a very physical brand of basketball. LeBron James is something that we have never seen before and probably will never see again, as far as a guy whose body is just, it's just different. It's something we've never seen before. And again, I think something we will never see again. LeBron has played in over 1,900 games, if you include the postseason. He will probably get close to 2,000 games should he play this season. He's at 1,924 right now. 300 playoff games, 1,600 regular season games. These are insane numbers, guys. You think about 300 playoff games. That's almost 4 extra regular seasons. Wow. And these are playoff games. We know playoff games are a whole heck of a lot tougher than regular season games.
And so LeBron does have he's got the record of most games played, right? Like nobody else has played more than LeBron.
Unless there's some guy who spent a lot of time on the bench, Dono, who just hung on for dear life.
Robert Horry or something.
Yeah, right. But hey, guys, that by the way, let's also, he's played in USA in the Team USA.
Oh yeah.
This guy, the amount of mileage on his body too. It's not like LeBron's playing 60 games a year and missing the playoffs. It's just truly, truly unbelievable. What he's been able to do. This guy Zach here is not a fan of LeBron. The disaster in LA. Well, he won a championship in LA, so let's not throw that completely out the window. He is not playing at an elite level. You should watch, man. You should watch. There's no reason to hate watch LeBron at this late stage of his career. But you should watch, see what the guy's doing. It really is pretty. A guy's playing with his son.
Yeah, how crazy is that?
Remember when the word is he was going to stay long enough so that he can play with his son? Now I guess the goal is he's staying long enough to play with his other son.
His son might retire before him.
Yeah, he might end up playing with his grandson.
Yeah.
before this thing's all said and done. Yes, a Mickey Mouse championship. Yes, it was in the Disney bubble. That is correct.
Hey,
Which
man.
was, by the way, one of the
championship.
best things ever, man. I loved that bubble, and I think we all did, right? That was
we needed that bubble.
We needed
it.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. Jimmy Butler's little run through that thing. There were some great games.
Listen, people discount that championship. I put all the praise and credit to that championship because we needed it. We needed the NBA then.
Honestly, people discount that championship, but if the Heat had won it, I certainly would not be discounting it. I would have happily taken that.
Yes.
Like, I don't understand, and I guess it's politically motivated with LeBron, like why somebody would dislike him so much. Like our guy in our chat, like, has gone out of his way to send 7 texts in a row about how much he dislikes LeBron. The guy has done everything the right way, and there's no debating that, right? He carries himself the right way. He handled himself with the media like a pro every single day, despite the world crashing down on him
for 2 decades
down here in Miami. I have never seen, Omar, maybe you've covered a lot of teams. Dono, you've covered a lot of teams. I have never seen a country more vicious than this country was towards LeBron James. Everybody outside of Miami not only wanted this guy to fail, but it was like, we're burning his jersey. We're like, he was like the devil to people outside of Miami after the decision, which, in fairness, probably could have handled that part of it better. It was harmless, but, certainly probably could have handled it better. But LeBron has done everything the right way in his career. He plays his ass off. He plays. He doesn't do the load management thing. He's never gotten in trouble. Like, what more do you want from a guy who's been the face of your league for 20 years?
I mean, I would have liked him to stay here a little longer. That's the only complaint I have.
Yeah, well, we shouldn't have taken away his cookies.
His flopping and ring chasing is the reason the NBA sucks today. Yeah, tell that to the 25 million people who tuned in to watch the finals. The league has never been stronger than it is right now, but I get it, man. I get people are just going to be stuck in there. And I wouldn't try to enjoy LeBron while you still can. I know a lot of people were hate watching when he was down here in Miami during his prime and all that. I would try to enjoy these kinds of things because they are going to go away, and that'll be that. And we'll never see something like what LeBron is doing right now. I don't think we're going to see a guy play 2,000 games into his 40s and still be playing at that high of a level where he can go out and drop triple doubles on you. It's a very unique thing that we're witnessing. All right, it's a unique thing we're witnessing here. We have Dono and Omar with us at the same time here, so we'll talk some football here today with our football experts, and Dono at the Locked On Canes podcast, Omar at the Miami Herald covering the Dolphins, getting set to open up training camp in a handful of weeks. Dono and I, we got ACC kickoff coming up. And we'll put our fraudulent votes in for all the ACC stuff when we get up there. But we do have to take a pause. Ira Winderman, by the way, has enjoyed the 9 o'clock hour, so we'll have Ira with us as well. We'll talk some Heat with him, get his take on the draft pick from yesterday with Ryan Conwell from Louisville. They had Trey Donaldson from Miami. So we'll take a pause. We have plenty to come here on QAM.
is brought to you by the Casino at Dania Beach, and no major issues this morning out of Broward. Construction to watch out for in US 441 northbound at Oaks Road beyond I-595. That's traffic. I'm Aliyah Escobar on FM 104.3, and you can listen to WQAM on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, and TuneIn apps.
Welcome back in here on WQAM. This Panic at the Disco, Dan, or is this Fall Out Boy? Panic at the Disco. So I need to figure out. I gotta get my emo bands in order here.
You got to, man.
There we go. We got soccer today. The USA is in action in a load management type of game, I guess.
Yes,
right?
sir.
Don't need this one. They're playing
renamed
Turkey.
Turkey Yay.
Turkey yay?
Was that how like they would say it in Canada or something? Like
I don't know. I apparently I looked this up because it annoyed the hell out of me because every time you watch USA versus Turkey, I'm like, so when did we change the pronunciation? Like why do we still call Germany and not Deutschland if we're doing this thing? Apparently the country formerly known as Turkey had actually made a request to the UN that everybody referred to them as Turkey, because I don't know if they were tired of being called turkeys by other countries. So that it was like an actual international intervention that causes us to call them Turkey.
Now, I'm not particularly familiar with this country, so I don't.
You've been to Turkey, Dono?
No, I never have. I hear Istanbul is nice, but no, I've never ventured out there.
Gateway to the East.
What about you, Dan Day?
Come on, man. I've been to Turkey, I've been to Turkey too. Yeah.
But it was Turkey when he went, though, wasn't
it? I went to Turkey, they tell you not to engage with the street people. That's what they tell you in Turkey, in Istanbul. Because they were just relentless.
Isn't that where Taken 3 takes place?
Yeah, it's stuff like that.
I think that's where it's right.
Beautiful country.
Istanbul, which I just learned right now is in Turkey. That's where Taken 3 takes place, right? Where he goes on vacation in Europe. And his daughter and his wife get taken. And
when are we getting a Taken 4? Because that's part of like the series with like the Equalizer, where I can't get enough of them.
All of his movies are the same premise.
I don't care. I like the Taken one.
Something bad happens and he gets angry and kills everyone. That's his movie.
When he threatens you on the phone is when it gets no better than that. Like,
by the way, Liam Neeson was like the only Liam, I think, for like 20 years, and now. They're like Liam is like the most popular young kid's name. There are so many Liams. Like everywhere you go, you ask like I'll ask my son's friend, what's your name, Liam? What's your name, Liam? Like everyone's name is Liam.
It's like my John.
He's just mad his whole basketball team's full of Liams.
I have 8 Liams on my team and 1 Leon. I put his Leon, who is named after my grandfather, but like there's a lot of Liams out there. It's a very popular name now, and I am a big fan of Liam Neeson's films. They're all the same, every single one of them, but I am a fan of his work. But yes, Taken 4 would be nice, Omar. I don't know. I think his didn't his wife get axed in the last one? I think right. Like so,
I don't recall because I get the plots of all of his movies confused.
Maybe he's remarried since, and
as long as his daughter's still alive, there's somebody to be taken.
Yeah, well, we're still making John Wick movies, right? Those go as far as guys that get
spin-offs.
Hey, no, we're not gonna have any John Wick slander.
No, I love John Wick, but they made that ballerina movie that was like a John Wick spin-off. I didn't see it. I was like,
you got to see it.
It's good. Joe, it's like his favorite series of films.
The ballerina is good, and John Wick is in it. So,
he is.
Yes, he is. So you
Keanu Reeves had anything better
on your list of must-sees.
Like, what was it? Like, what's Keanu? So Keanu did The Matrix.
Yeah.
Right.
He did
and
Speed.
I'm trying to think of like anything. Speed. Okay.
Did we do Speed 2?
He did that movie Hardball.
No, he didn't
Hardball,
do Speed
the sad
2.
baseball movie with the kids in it.
Oh, he did Bill and Ted. 2 of them. He's very young then.
That's right. That's right. As we go down memory lane here this morning, Liam Neeson in Takeout. Someone said I haven't seen that one. Maybe I have seen that one. I don't know.
He's an Uber Eats driver.
Is that what he is? Is that true?
No, I don't know. I just made that up.
Oh, you say that? Okay.
Be a good premise, though. He's an Uber Eats. He's an Uber Eats driver who kicks everybody's asses around town.
So this is how we.
He saved. I'm sure he saved young kids in some movie. So yeah, I think there is a premise of a movie where he finds some Mexican kid and a drug cartel is looking.
Well, he's in
for
Batman. He's in the first Batman of the Dark Knight series. He's
Oh yeah, Ra's al Ghul.
Ra's al Ghul, yes.
Ra's al Ghul.
Yes. And, he trains Bane, right?
That's a good question.
League of Shadows.
Movie series that you cannot get enough of. I would put the Scream series now that it's back in the Wayne brothers' hands. We can go to Scream 12.
Wait, seriously?
And they will.
Yeah. Huh?
You watched the most recent Scream movie?
I haven't, but it's on my to-do list this weekend.
Okay, because they made another one of those like spin-off, the Scary Movie or whatever.
Yeah,
but that's what you're thinking of, by the way, when you say Scream. I think you're thinking of the comedy ones, right?
Yes, that Scary Movie. Yes, you're correct.
But there was a new Scream though within the last year.
That's with Nev Campbell.
Yeah.
But Nev Campbell, like that. I mean, that was what was it? 20 years ago than the first
My
one.
bad. I'm referring to Scary.
Everyone had a crush on her. Remember when that one came out?
Oh yeah. I probably still do. I
yeah.
30 years later.
Now that we've all grown up. All right. If you'd like to reach the show, 305-567-0560 is a text. We have our YouTube stream up 1043 WQAM. We got off the track here because we started talking about the USA playing the country formerly known as Turkey A. What about Turkey B? No, so that's today at 10 o'clock on a load management match for the Americans. Christian Pulisic may play, may not play. They say might play half the match, something like that. Dan is shaking his head no. Keep him ready for the knockout rounds.
I do have a question.
Go, Omar.
Does a win and the points total improve their caliber of opponent in the next round? No. So
they're locked into first place in the group, so they can't go up or down.
I'm glad Dono knew the answer to that. Omar asked me a really tough question yesterday that I had no idea. Like Omar does that, by the way. If you're new working with Omar, he'll just throw out, like if something comes to his mind, he doesn't know the answer. He'll just throw it out there and ask like everyone.
So how did Bosnia-Herzegovina advance their play in the past 4 years? Yeah, you got me, man.
Is that another country that changed its name?
No. They're for a while they merged a while ago. The big Bosnia-Herzegovina merger is big corporate news.
During the Bill Clinton era, years ago.
So was this like country realignment when they
when Trinidad and Tobago joined, Bosnia and Herzegovina.
Now comes the important question: have you been to Bosnia-Herzegovina, Dan Day?
He can't.
Oh, Dan, maybe.
No, that's too much, man.
I was gonna say there's only so far into Eastern Europe you want to go if you're from another country.
I would love to go. It's a beautiful country, but it's just
Well, Dono has been my tour guide here for this Italy trip. Dono. Dono spends a lot of time. You spend a lot of time in Italy, right? Like
for sure.
For a month at a time, right?
Yeah, and I used to go when I was a kid. We used to go for like a month or 6 weeks every summer through like when I was 18, and then I've been back like 4 or 5 times since then. And yeah, we usually go for a long time because the flights are really expensive. Mm-hmm. And when you have places to stay over there, you might as well take your time. When you're paying like thousands of dollars to fly out there and fly back, you might as well hang around. I know you're going for like 3 days. So
I have a place to stay, Dono, but I had to pay for it.
He's not going for 3 days, Dono.
He's going for like 3.
No, Dono, we escaped the kids for a whole full week. So
you did good.
I have 7 full days.
Okay.
To spend there. So we're gonna do like 3 or 4 in Florence and then 3 or 4 in Rome. I'm still trying to figure out the exact plans. I mentioned that we were doing this yesterday. Someone just had texted it. Dono's gonna come up with an itinerary for me.
Yeah, let Dono come up with your itinerary.
Yeah. Well, I did. I recommended a few like areas to stay for him, and I think a couple of restaurants. But yeah, I could give you a little. I could give you a little more. I will say though, I can already predict that because I know you're a creature of comfort, right? You're gonna what are you going in July? When are you going over there? The
Yeah,
end
we're
of this
going in
month?
July, and I know that it's hot because like people,
Yeah,
are texting me, they go, "It's really hot," and I was like, "Well,
here's the thing.
what do you
It's
think
really
the heat is
hot.
cold here." Like,
No, but no. Here's the thing, though. The air conditioning is not up to American standards. Is the
yes,
thing. Like you're gonna have your hotels, unless you're like really slumming it, which I doubt you are. You're gonna have air conditioning in your hotels, but
staying
it
in a
may
hostel.
not be up to like your American standard.
Okay,
And also, when you go out to like restaurants and places, they're not usually very well air conditioned. So just be ready to sweat a lot. And Florence and Rome, just be ready to be like shoulder to shoulder with other people because like when you go to Florence in July, it's like 80% Americans. Like you're going to be a lot of American tourists there. Rome, Americans, people from all over the world, and you have to wait in lines for everything. Colosseum, there's a line. The Vatican, there's a line. Roman Forum, there's a line. So just you're going to have a great time, but be ready for lines.
No, come on, you actually haven't watched the YouTube videos. I don't have skip the line tickets for all these places.
The skip the line ticket is a lie. You skip a longer line to get in a slightly shorter line. That's the skip the line.
Well, it better work, Dono, because these damn tours were expensive. But anyway, yeah, I'm going in. I'm going for a week later in July. So hopefully it goes well. Someone said taken for the grandkids get taken. That's a good idea. And also Point Break.
Whoa, love it.
Point Break is another one. I do not believe Keanu Reeves is in Toy Story.
No.
Oh yes, he was. He was Toy Story 4. He was the guy who drives the motorcycle, the Canadian guy who goes, "Yes, I Canada." That was Keanu Reeves' voice.
Oh, I don't know that I've even made it to Toy Story 4.
Oh, I just saw
Toy
5.
Story 5 comes out. Did it come out already?
It's out. Oh, I've seen it. Yeah, it's
How
out.
did you not make it to Toy Story 4 with 2 young boys?
Yeah.
Oh, they've seen it. They've seen it. I just don't know that I
you
haven't.
avoided it.
They're going, so like the kids have a plan, like a thing or whatever. So the moms are taking the kids to see Toy Story 5. So I will be able to sit at home and watch anything other than Toy Story 5 for those few hours.
Gotcha. You're the absent father on mom's days out. Okay, gotcha.
Man, when the kids and the mom are out of the house and they do something like a movie, it is the most amazing feeling to be home alone for like a little bit. It's just
I will allow it.
Dono's nodding his head. He knows.
Yeah.
You know that
I will allow it because you coached your children's youth leagues. So
I did. Hey, by the way, shout out to the 4-year-old Lakers. We've won 2 straight.
What?
Yes.
That's a win streak where I come from. All right, we got to take a pause. We'll be back after this on QAM.
by your local Twin Peaks. Miami-Dade, you're looking good. No major issues. Out of Broward, you're also moving at posted speeds. Twin Peaks is unmatched for every match with 29-degree drafts of Michelob Ultra and handcrafted Casa Amigos margaritas, a scratch-made menu, and screens that put you in the front row every game. It's all going down at the Lodge. Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views. That's Traffic. I'm Malia Escobar on FM 104.3, and you can listen to WQAM on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, and TuneIn apps.
Welcome back in here on WQAM. Hope everyone's having a great start to their Thursday morning. We have a massive crew with us here this morning. I am Hollywood. We got Dono with us, host of the Locked on Canes podcast, your number one source for Canes information. I just made that up, Dono. I don't know if you're okay with that tagline there.
I'll roll with that.
You are my top listen, though, Dono. I don't
Thank
just
you.
say that because you are a friend, but you are my top listen for Canes information. You have the coolest looking Canes studio, by the way, and always the freshest in Canes apparel. Look at this guy. I mean, he's got the U logos all over the background there. He's got the Ibis shirt. Jamie just put you on the full screen there so we can zoom in on Dono. And he has
I basically just have like a tab at Caneswear. I'm ordering stuff and going into the store all the time because they have more. I love these polos, and they have more than I could possibly imagine there at Caneswear.
I am a big fan of Caneswear in Davie up there. And now, I live right in that area, so yeah. I'm a huge fan of Caneswear. They got great stuff for all the teams. But, yes, definitely a go-to for Canes apparel. Omar Kelly is with us. He's wearing a plain brown shirt this morning. Omar works for the Miami Herald, where he covers the Miami Dolphins. Please subscribe to your local papers. We tried to tell people that yesterday. Subscribe to your local papers so people like Omar can get out there and continue to cover teams, right, Omar? And you're muted, so no one can hear your nice words that you have to say. Dan Day is with us. Blake is here. Jamie is here. Jamie, I jumped in with Jamie early this morning because the Marlins are red hot right now. They just won another series. They're going to hit the road here for a while, though, right? They're on for like 2 weeks. But this is a great story here that's kind of flying under the radar because our two other teams are making massive signings or trades or whatever the last couple of days with Brady Tkachuk and Giannis coming to town. But the Marlins, man, they continue to win, and they're beating pretty good teams. Really, this is a great story, Jamie.
Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking playoffs for this Marlins team. I think that's probably the goal.
What do you think that bet was before the season started? What would that have paid out to take the Marlins to make the playoffs?
Probably like 7-1, 8-1, something like that. They were not projected to be a playoff team. They were like 72.5 was their win total, and they're projected to way smash that over. So they're playing really good. Otto Lopez should be an all-star, but he's not getting the fan vote. But I think he'll still get in. And Xavier Edwards playing really good baseball. Max Myers playing good. Sandy's holding it down. Marlins playing good baseball right now.
We had Anthony Bender on the other day, Marlins closer. And what a cool story, man. Guy's, what was he, 31 years old and kind of bounced around and was like the 600th pick in the Major League Baseball draft. And now the guy's, playing really well for the Marlins, and he's got this sweeper pitch that
best pitch in baseball right now.
It's like unheard of, the pitch that this guy has. So the Marlins are fun, man. The Marlins are a lot of fun right now, and they have the best, I promise you, the best promotions. Not just saying that because they are friends of ours and here on our radio station now. But they do have the best promotions. That
305 venue in center field, best deal in baseball.
Now, I have been told, I don't know if I'm even supposed to say this, but I think we are trying to get maybe Bo to do the 999 challenge. Now, if he does, I basically I said, listen, if you do it, you got to do it the right way. I don't want any of these like little little baby size beers or mini dogs or anything like that. Like we need to go full size.
Oh,
Omar, you
what is
probably
this?
don't know what this is, right?
Yeah, I don't know. Educate me here.
I can see you're making this face like you're
I'm all about challenges. So
okay.
let's
Now
see.
I don't know that you would want to do this one because I feel like you don't eat hot dogs, but yeah, I see you're not a hot dog guy. You're not a hamburger guy. You're a bummer and a barbecue kind of guy. Omar.
I can eat a hot dog if it's an all beef hot dog. I can survive it, but I mean, a hot dog runs through me, and it's a dangerous place. I'm not even making it out the venue without having a bathroom run.
I don't want to tell you what's for 100% certainty what's in a dollar dog at a ballpark, but the 999 challenge is 9 hot dogs, 9 beers in 9 innings.
Oh,
see, it's not the hot dogs that would bother me; it's the beers. I
can do the beers part.
I don't want to drink my carbs.
But you could wolf down 9 hot dogs, Omar. You just said you have problems with 1.
I mean, it's I could. Maybe 5.
Well, here's the problem with the challenge nowadays. The games are moving so quickly because of the pitch clock. Like the games are over in 2.5 hours or less. So the
what,
games are moving quickly. So you're talking about eating all this stuff in what's each inning? 20 minutes now?
Yeah, I can't do the 999 challenge, but it's mainly the beers that would hold me up. The hot
for me it'd be the hot dogs. I could do the beers, but I don't think I could take down 9 hot dogs anymore.
If I haven't eaten all day and it's a night game, I might do the hot dogs, but the beers, the only reason I buy beers is when I'm in a social drinking setting that I need a drink. This is mostly happening for NFL events, by the way. When I'm tortured to hang out with GMs and coaches and have to have a drink in my hand, and I will order a beer because I could literally hold a warm beer for 90 minutes instead of if I buy a drink, my drink is gone in 5 minutes.
Well, yes, there's more ounces in a beer usually, but packs the same punch, Omar. It's the same amount of alcohol, just larger volume. Yes.
Yeah. But the fact is, you have to to get information. You have to have a drink in your hand. Because nobody's talking to somebody who isn't drinking, because you're generally supposed to not remember what was said. You know what I'm saying?
And you drink so much you black out that night and just
you forget.
We got to get to the 7:00 hour. Dono's hanging with us here this morning. Omar Kelly with us. We got Ira Winderman stopping by later on in the show. We'll talk some Heat. The Heat did make some more moves yesterday, and they added a hurricane to the roster. We'll let you know about all that when we come back. The 7:00 hour is next.
Doral Volkswagen, home of the Pricito, our lowest price. Visit us, Doral Volkswagen, or at DoralVolkswagen.com. The World Football Scoreboard is brought to you by your local Twin Peaks. Twin Peaks is truly unmatched for every match with 29-degree drafts of Michelob Ultra, spicy margaritas, and with Casamigos, and unrivaled views all tournament. Twin Peaks eats, drinks, scenic views. Yesterday, Brazil rolled Scotland 3-0. Bosnia-Herzegovina down Qatar 3-1. Switzerland defeated Canada 2-1. Morocco downed Haiti 4-2. South Africa upset South Korea 1-0. And Mexico down Czechia 3-0. The U.S. men's national team takes on Turkey tonight at 10. Yuri Perez returned from injury. Marlins took down the Rangers 4-2. They play in St. Louis tomorrow at 8:15. And Miami Hurricanes point guard Trey Donaldson has agreed to a two-way deal with the Heat after going undrafted. This weather report is brought to you by Tornado Roofing and Contracting, replacing roofs, roof repairs, maintenance, and hurricane impact windows, doors. Visit tornadoroofing.com. Temperature is going to be hot today, muggy, and in the low 90s. I am Dan Day. Now back to the Joe Rose Show here on 104.3 FM WQAM.
Welcome back in here on WQAM. Oh, Bruno Mars for you here. He's coming to town in September.
2 nights, right?
At Miami Stadium.
You'll be there.
Yep.
Joe Rose will be there.
Sure. He probably will be. Good morning. Welcome back in here. I'm Hollywood. Omar Kelly is with us. Alex Dono is with us. The world traveler in there who pronounces every country's name properly is Dan Day. Jamie and Blake are here as well. Turkey is who the USA is playing today. That's formerly just regular Turkey. So I don't know about these things, guys. Things just pop up. I learn about them as we go. Someone said, when did it change from the Broward Dolphins on our YouTube? When did it change from the Czech Republic to Czechia? Is that the same place? I have no idea.
It is. I think that was another. They had to call the UN and complain. We want them to call us Czechia. I don't know why these changes happened.
Are we going to go for a name change while we're at it? We change USA to something? It seems like everyone's changing names here.
Devon Achane.
That's right. You know who is really weird is ETN. If we're going to do name changes, Travis Etienne, whose name is spelled Etienne, came out and said that his last name is pronounced Achan.
Yeah.
And there's no A in his name anywhere. I don't know what culture that comes from.
Some kind of French, right, Dan?
Yeah.
Is that it's like Cajun, right?
It's a French Creole. It's a French Creole. Although it's all on how you want to pronounce it. Most of them are Etienne or Etienne.
But you've never heard that, right? Etienne pronounced Achan. And Dan's a New Orleans guy.
Right. It's either Etienne or Etienne.
Yeah,
not
that
Achan.
That one was really
And he was like,
weird.
I'm back in Louisiana, so now I can go by my real name, Achan. I'm like, no, nobody's
There's been a lot of players over the years that happens, though, right? They come out 10 years later and they're like,
Patrick Surtain.
Yeah, Surtain. Was everyone called him Patrick?
That's my thing. If someone mispronounces my name at work, I might let it go for a half a day and then be like, oh, actually, and my name is not hard to pronounce.
Your name is Dan Day.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard. But I would correct them. I wouldn't just let half of my
Your
career
name is
pass.
6 letters.
Who has ever mispronounced your name?
Someone mispronounces your name, Dan. They're in the wrong business here.
Or misspells it.
But yeah, man, there's been a lot of those. I'm trying to think off the top of my head. There's been a lot of those guys that have over the years that have come out after the fact. It was another one, Dono, who worked with us here, Malik Rozier.
That's right.
The quarterback for came out afterwards. It was it's not Malik Rozier, it's Malik Rozier.
Rozier. Okay.
Rozier. That's how you say his name.
I got it.
It's your name.
Because I specifically remember because Malik is such a laid back guy. I remember when I covered him, and I know him better now, but when I covered him as a player, people asked him early in his career, how do you say your last name? But he always said, say it however you want. I don't care. And it was well, how do you say? It's say it however you want. So people called him Rozier. But then eventually we started saying it right, and he admitted it's Rozier is how he wants it said. But it was a weird
I've
thing.
heard Rozier. I've heard Rozier. There's been a lot of those with, especially with the guy that's dealing with a little bit of a gambling situation. right now. That Rozier.
Yeah, I
Okay.
must admit, my name culturally is pronounced Amar, and
Right.
I have let it go for so long in my life that
I call you Amar though.
Amar.
Do you call
Yeah,
me
I
Amar?
always call you that out of respect. Yeah, I pronounce your name the right way, Omar.
I'm confused.
Amar.
man.
I mean,
Yeah,
um,
it's I don't fight it. I don't, it's here. It's just Omar, and it's if you meet a Korean person, it's Amar. It's
well, you
not
should
a big deal.
you should have your name pronounced how you want, Omar or Amar. It's your name. It's going to take me a few minutes to get used to this, Turkey, but I will get there, Omar. I will get there. Like, today with this USA, now the good thing about this USA match starts at 10 o'clock. I have no chance of even seeing the kickoff.
Yeah, but by the way, when did they decide that? Because I had told a buddy of mine we were going to hang out and watch the game, but now that I find it's 10 o'clock, I'm canceling so fast. Now that I thought it was like an 8 o'clock game, 10 o'clock.
You
You're
guys
like
go out to
breakfast
over.
with the World Cup. Yeah.
Well, I guess
Yeah,
it's
no
in Seattle.
thanks.
Are they playing in Seattle again tonight, Dan? I mean, they must be on the West Coast, right? They're LA or Seattle. They've been
Yeah, they're
playing out
back
on the
in
West
LA.
Coast. Oh, they're in LA tonight.
And
Okay.
you guys are complaining, but when they play in other countries, a lot of times you have to watch at 3, 4 in the morning. So it's like,
I don't mind that as much as 10
Really?
o'clock at night. If I'm being like, I would rather wake up at 4 a.m. than stay up till like past midnight to watch the game.
Well, yeah, Dan, all of Joe's stupid tennis tournaments are on at like 5, 6 in the morning.
Yeah.
So I come in, and he's like, he's just like glued to
They're not stupid
open.
tennis tournaments. They happen to be the best tournaments in the sport. Just for the record.
Omar's a tennis fan now because the Dolphins gave him free tickets to go watch the Miami Open.
Listen,
But
I've
no, Joe is like glued to these tournaments when I come in the morning. He can't turn it. He's like, I'll come in. I'll be like, oh, this match is just so great.
That's how I grew up, man. That's one.
Tennis?
I played tennis as a kid, and
Okay.
my dad is a huge tennis fan. So
Really? Omar, I'm learning stuff about you every day. You're a tennis fan. I really didn't know that.
And my dad's getting me in the F1, which is and as you know, as I told you, my dad and my brother are going to the World Cup quarterfinals here in Miami.
You told us.
I believe they're going to have the Messi game.
I was going to say they're going to go to the Argentina game.
Wow,
Yeah,
really?
yeah, no,
Huge.
yeah. And
They don't want to sell tickets.
and I'm confessing that
they don't want to
I
sell them.
opted out of it because my brother wanted it to be a family thing and wanted me to go and be fathers and sons, create one of those memories. And not that I don't want to create one of those memories, I just don't feel like cheating people because I won't value this World Cup thing as much as somebody who really wants to go like his best friend. So
look, I do think that's a nice thing to do. I told you yesterday when you told me that story, I said it's a nice thing to do. And Omar, you have been to more live sporting events. You've been to enough to last a lifetime.
yes,
So I think it's very cool that you're doing that. I do think everyone that has a ticket in your family should just sell them. But
they want it for the experience and for the memories, and I value that.
Probably, if I had 3 tickets, I'd take the $15,000. But
Yeah.
it's just me.
My brother drives a electric Porsche. I think he'll be all right.
Oh, okay.
Wow. I didn't know Porsche had gone electric.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Just for Omar's brother, they made him a custom electric car.
No. Yeah. He's doing just fine. He's doing just fine.
Zach said he's still broke from the Natty. Yeah, what's crazy, Donna? We were talking about this yesterday. I think that match yesterday, the Brazil and Scotland match, might have been the get-in price might have been worse than the national championship game.
I think it was. I mean, Scotland traveled so well, and I love how what do they call them? The Tartan Army. Like they went to other events. They went to the Heat draft party. They went to Marlins games. So like they showed out big time. And then of course there's always a big contingent of Brazilians in South Florida. Not to mention Brazil also has a lot of bandwagon fans to go along with like the actual Brazil fans.
I mean, but if there was a time to jump on the bandwagon, it's right now. It's World Cup.
Well, I understand that the World Cup is a bucket list deal for a lot of people.
Yeah.
I told you I knew someone that went to Seattle. I've actually found out now multiple people I know went to Seattle to watch, the USA play in that game. And it's like a bucket list thing for people. I guess it's kind of like a Super
Yeah,
Bowl.
like I would have had Italy qualified for the World Cup and not been a bunch of bums. They would have played in Seattle and LA, and I would have gone out to those games.
Really?
But I was able to save my money because they didn't qualify.
Wow. I'll figure something out while I'm up there, Dono. I'll see what's going on with the soccer program.
See if you can figure it out.
Maybe they're not recruiting well. They haven't hit the portal hard enough or something.
Well, you know what? They should, because like a lot of times, like a lot of countries will like recruit players with like dual citizenship, and they'll convince them, hey, if you got a passport, come play. I don't feel like Italy does that enough. They rely too much on the homegrown talent. Go over there and tell them to hit the portal.
Don't make excuses for your second country.
Look, we can't all.
They got to hit the portal.
We can't all be the team, Team USA, and just cruise to a World Cup championship. I have USA to win the whole thing, Dono.
And how much did you put down on that?
Well, it's a good thing, not only a few bucks, but it's a good thing I didn't listen to people like Solano who claim to know soccer, who are like, USA has no chance to win the tournament. And they have as good a chance as anyone right now.
I don't think that's true. They haven't. I mean, they have a better chance than I thought they would before the tournament, but like they haven't run into like really good teams yet. Like I wouldn't favor them against Argentina or Spain or France, but they're in the mix.
So somebody asked what the get-in price was for that match with Argentina. If you want to sit in section 315, row 21, you can get in for $3,074. That includes your fees, so that's exciting.
Oh, thank you.
I have also, Dono, I don't know if you've seen this. I know Omar and I talked about this the other day. People that are buying secondary market tickets are getting hosed left and right. So please use caution if you are going to go that route as well. I think people are getting in a situation where like they were selling the tickets. If you go like 2-3 weeks back, tickets for the earlier matches were like $200 or $300. They were relatively cheap. They looked like they like skyrocketed in price, and I guess people are not delivering on said tickets on these secondary market sites, which is kind of hard to believe. You would think these companies would actually like make you physically send the tickets before they list them and sell them, but I guess that's not
complicated. It's kind of complicated.
These companies are weird, right? Essentially, all they are is a software platform, right? A trading platform and they get you. So, like, let's say any of these secondary market. I don't want to call anyone out by name here, but let's say, and I do use these sites, so whatever. But
and sometimes they're advertisers. I know one that I had a particular hard time is a Dolphins collective advertiser. So I shall be very guarded in what I say.
Very good. No, listen. I have used these because they can also work well in your favor, right? If you wait out, last minute tickets, these things can sometimes work very well in your favor. Like we've seen, I go to, comedy shows at the Hard Rock or whatever all the time. And if you wait it out, sometimes they get, last minute tickets on these things.
Matt Rife is here this weekend, right?
I did not know that. I don't even know who that is.
You don't know who he is?
I don't know who he is either.
Oh, he's this hilarious comedian that
really?
Yeah. Oh yeah. He's
when is he here?
He's here this weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I think.
Are you going?
No, it's too expensive. Tickets are too expensive. It's like like $250 a pop.
So why are you telling me about it?
Because you're the ticket master.
I have no tickets for you, Omar. As far as I know, again, I didn't know this guy even existed until just now.
Oh, he's one of the top 5 comedians in
these
the
companies. Like, it's crazy because they get you coming and they get you going, right? Like they take a fee from the seller, they take a fee from the buyer, all just to host your tickets on their site, right?
And here's my problem. Here's my major problem. See, I made the mistake of booking, buying a ticket, thinking the event was in Miami, and it happened to be in a stadium, familiar name.
I remember when you did this. Yes.
Yeah.
But that's just you being an idiot. Like, that's not their fault. Why is that their
fault? But if I notice and acknowledge that I'm making the mistake a minute within purchase and you haven't even issued me the ticket, I should be able to undo my purchase. But hey.
So did you go?
I sold the ticket I sold the ticket at a 20% loss. It's
so they got you twice.
Yeah, they got me twice.
Coming, going, and then
they got me 3 times, and then I had to buy a ticket that I wanted to go to the concert. Like they got me 3 times.
Boy, they see Omar coming, and they are so excited.
You're keeping them in business. You're the ideal customer.
This guy can't even set his thing. Now, they have a thing on the top, Omar, where you can set your locations. You don't buy tickets.
But that's what I did, and I had, and somehow the concert came up like it was I was living in Austin.
I remember this. This was the last time we were working together. It was like a few weeks ago. You told me you were trying to sell tickets to something.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You helped me sell them. You helped me get them. Whatever. Because you have to move them to another site to site to sell them, which is ridiculous.
Hey, man, nothing's easy out there. Nothing is easy.
Oh, it was easy to buy them when I pressed the purchase button.
This show this weekend is expensive. Maybe I'll check out this guy on Netflix and see if.
He's funny. He's hilarious.
Now, I will tell you though, I am a huge fan. So now that we're in Broward, I actually live like on the same road as the casino. We love going to the Hard Rock for shows and just like it's the perfect night out place. We've got done Council Oak over there.
Yeah, good spot.
Council Oak and catch a show, and it really is a nice night out. And you could throw in a little bet there too while you're at the sports book if you want. But so that's what we've been. That's been a big date night thing for us over here. But Omar, I'm sorry if you can't get into the show there. Someone said he's not funny. Jay on the chat said he's not.
Funny. You could bring up the name of the name of any comedian, and there's going to be like 100 people who say, "Oh, he's a hack."
Yeah, Omar doesn't like Will Ferrell. Will Ferrell doesn't necessarily do stand up. I don't ever remember him doing stand up. Yeah, whatever.
The
last one I saw was we saw John Mulaney at Hard Rock, who was great. I've seen him.
He's good.
He's fantastic.
I've heard of him.
And then we saw Mike Norman, something Norman.
He's funny. I'm seeing him next month. Was he good?
What's his first name?
I think it's
Matt or Mike or something.
It's Mark Norman.
Yeah. I was something with an M.
You almost had it.
Yeah, we saw him not knowing who he was. We saw him at the Improv over in Dania, which is a really nice spot.
How was he?
It was great. He was really great. He was like very raunchy and unexpectedly raunchy, and it was good. I love comedy that's just like whatever, man. Just kind of like let it fly. We need more of that. We need more of that.
His clips come up on my feed all the time. He's hilarious. I'm seeing him next month.
He is. Someone's RVA Richie here. Richie says he enjoys Rife. I'd have to give him a shot here. I assume he's got a Netflix thing out there, right?
Yeah. I think he's got a couple of Netflix specials. His social media stuff is even funnier. Like I heard he's great when he's interacting with the crowd, and then that's mainly what I enjoy. But the stand-up is, they say the stand-up is okay, and I've watched the Netflix special, and the stand-up is okay, but his interactions with the crowd is phenomenal.
And that's one of the coolest things, because crowd interactions, you don't know what you're going to get, so that's unpredictable. It's not easy to do, so that's cool if he can do that well.
But it is on my bucket list to see him. I just can't afford it right now. I'm poor.
Well, call up your brother with the electric Porsche and see if you can borrow some money.
Why don't you see if he can't get you a ticket there, since you get a World Cup ticket? Tell him Omar needs a ticket here for the comedy show.
I think I'll survive. This weekend.
Stay home and watch it on Netflix, Omar. All right, we got to take a pause here. Dono is with us, and Dono, I don't know if you might not have the text line up here, but we got a Canes related question in here on the text line that I want to ask you about. It has to do with depth at the quarterback spot here for the University of Miami. I know you said the Canes got like a 15-year-old quarterback that they just locked in. It's nuts out there, man. College sports are nuts. Hey, you know what the good news is for someone like Dono who gets to do a daily, Locked On Canes podcast? I feel like there's some weird crap happening in college sports every single day.
Oh my God, every day.
Yesterday, there's some weird stuff happening in college sports, and we were talking about this yesterday, Dono. This story with Sorsby was so weird, but every year I feel like we say that. Like every year, there's like a new off-season story that's like, wow, how can we top that? And sure enough, we find a way every single year. I have some huge news, though, for all of our listeners right here in Florida. DraftKings Sports is live in all 50 states. Yes, that means you, Florida. The whole world is watching one tournament right now. Group stage chaos, knockout drama, stoppage time, heartbreak. The DraftKings Sports app is now live in Florida. So whether you're catching the early kickoff before work or the late match at the bar, you're in on every minute, every match, every moment, all in one app. And it's right here in Florida. The world's biggest stage is in the palm of your hand. New DraftKings customers sign up with the code 1043WQAM. Spend $5 to get 200 in total rewards. That is code 1043WQAM. Again, code is 1043WQAM in partnership with DraftKings. The crown is yours. Event trading offered by DraftKings Predictions, a CFTC registered introducing broker. Trading involves risk of loss. Market availability varies. Eligibility restrictions apply. $50 every 7 days via click-to-claim issued in non-withdrawable predictions dollars that expire in 1 year. Ends June 28th. Terms dkng.co/predictions promo.
Turnpike and northbound from Alapata Road to the Don Shula Expressway. Twin Peaks is unmatched for every match with 29-degree drafts, Michelob Ultra, handcrafted Casamigo margaritas, a scratch-made menu, and screens that put you in the front row every game. It's all going down at the Lodge. Twin Peaks eats, drinks, scenic views. That's traffic. I'm Aliyah Escobar on FM 104.3, and you can listen to WQAM on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, and TuneIn apps.
Hey, welcome back in here on WQAM. It's Thursday morning. And we have Alex Dono with us here from the Locked On Canes podcast. Omar Kelly from the Herald is here as well. Dono, we got a text that came in, and they were asking about depth at the quarterback position for the University of Miami. Now, we know that Miami brought in Darian Mensah, quarterback from Duke. He will be joining the Canes contingent when they head up to Charlotte in about 3 weeks from now. So that's when we will have him on the show for the first time. We got a chance to see him practice. He's very talented, no question about it. Guy can run, he can sling it. He knew a lot of stuff. He's going to be really good. But somebody asked about depth at the position, and I'm going to go to you because you are our resident expert here on all things Canes. So what do you think here as far as the depth at the quarterback position goes?
Yeah, so what they have behind Mensah, who's brilliant, but they don't have players with a lot of experience, but they are. Miami's been collecting quarterbacks of a higher pedigree coming out of high school. So, like the most experienced backup that they had the last couple of years was Emory Williams, but he transferred out to ECU because he has a chance to start there. Obviously, wouldn't start at Miami. So now I think the number 2 quarterback this year is going to be Luke Nickel, who's a former 4-star quarterback heading into his second year, former state champion in Georgia, like really talented player, just doesn't have a lot of experience. Miami also has Judd Anderson heading into his third year, who I don't think is as good as Luke. He's, doesn't have much game experience, been in the program a little longer though. And then Darion Coleman, who's a true freshman out of Jones High School in Orlando, really talented, got to the state championship game this past year. So, like, I think there's a pretty bright future, like, in the quarterback room and the guys who are coming in and recruiting. But, yeah, they don't have, like, much of any game experience behind Darian Mensah. So, like, it's uncertain depth, like good players that haven't played. So, obviously, we all hope Darian Mensah is able to go the duration of the season because that's going to make a big difference this year.
I wanted to ask you about this, Dono, because I know they just got a commitment for what year is it, 2030 or
29? But the thing is now, CJ Cypher, who they got a commitment from, there is buzz that he might reclassify to 2028. So they may not have to wait quite as long. We'll see what happens there.
Okay, but don't they have a highly touted quarterback already on the hook?
2027, Israel Abrams, who's a 5-star. He's one of the best quarterbacks in the country. He's going to be here next year. So, like, yeah, Abrams is a guy I look at and say he better be within 2 or 3 years our starting quarterback. Otherwise, something went wrong because that dude is good.
So how is this going to work, though? Like, Miami has gone transfer portal QB with their last few, right? And they've hit home runs. It's not just about taking the guy that's, the most, highest stars or whatever. It's the guy that fits, right? And Cam Ward fit. He was incredible. Carson Beck fit and was the right guy for that team. I think Miami, you got to give them extra credit here too, Dono, because they have found the guys that are the right fit, right? And we have seen a lot of schools go out and get the big name quarterbacks. They're all doing it, right? All the big schools are spending big money to bring these guys in. But Miami has found, and it's not just at the quarterback position, but they have found the right guys at a lot of different positions. But what is the scenario where a freshman comes in and ends up actually playing, right? I mean, you're talking about you have to sit 2 years and then you try to win the job. Like, where does that happen? Because it seems like that road to being a starting quarterback at Miami is difficult if you're not a transfer portal guy with 3 years of experience.
I mean, I think the last 3 years going out and getting transfers, it's not only if you have an opportunity to get Cam Ward, you probably go for it. Same thing with Beck and Mensa. But at the same time, it's also a reflection of the quarterbacks that they had in their room at that particular time. I mean, we spent a couple of up and down frustrating years with Tyler Van Dyke, and then with Emory Williams having been the guy behind him. I don't think they ever felt like Emory Williams gave them enough confidence to be a high-level Power 4 starting quarterback. So I think it was very much a reflection of what you had in the room. Where now within these last couple of years, like they've taken their quarterback recruiting to a higher level. And I think we have Cam Ward and Carson Beck to thank for that. And Shannon Dawson, the OC, of course, because you've seen multiple quarterbacks now show you can actually really develop and put up numbers on a Mario Cristobal team in a Shannon Dawson offense. I think quarterbacks in high school see that and they say, okay, I can actually be nurtured, developed, and play in a quarterback-friendly offense there. So we've seen the quarterback recruiting pick up. So, Omar, I think what we're seeing is I think this trend of taking transfer quarterbacks, it's going to stop at possibly after Mensa. Like next year, maybe if they have a great opportunity for a quarterback, but maybe not. Then the year after that, I certainly think at some point you're going to have to roll with these great quarterbacks you're getting out of high school.
I understand what you're saying. However, the University of Miami has kept themselves in title contention by buying
that's true.
Year after year.
It's true.
And in Malachi Toney's last year at the University of Miami, are you really saying we're going to go the homegrown route?
It's fair, and that's why I say maybe next year, maybe they do it one more time. But that's also they're going to have a whole year in practice to see how Luke Nickel looks in practice, how Darion Coleman looks in practice, and then I wouldn't necessarily gamble on Israel Abrams for his first year in the program, but I think he'll be a starter someday. But yeah, I'm with you. Maybe one more year of transfers, maybe. It's also not impossible that Mensa plays a second year because he does have 2 years left. It depends on how he feels about his draft stock.
Not the way that I'm hearing him talked. I'm hearing him mentioned as possibly the first overall quarterback taken.
And if that's the case, go please, like go be the number one pick the way Cam Ward was. I wouldn't complain about that. But yeah, no, but the point being, Omar, within the next couple of years, I don't think they're going to have to go to the portal anymore for that.
Here's my question and concern about what the University of Miami has done in terms of creating the culture where they're buying quarterbacks. Yes, it's great that you're now want to elevate or recruit a higher level of quarterback and they're coming to you, but aren't high school quarterbacks now going places where they can play immediately and then parlay it into bigger offers?
In a lot of cases, yeah. But which is another reason why it's so impressive that Miami is able to land a commitment from a guy like Israel Abrams, even though he's seen Miami get 3 straight transfer quarterbacks, and he still feels like, hey, and listen. I guess technically anything can happen before National Signing Day, but he's shut down his recruitment. He says like he's focused on Miami. So I'm with you. I was concerned the last couple and don't get me wrong, I'm thrilled to have Mensa. I was thrilled to have Beck and Ward, but I was a little concerned at how that might affect the quarterbacks you recruit out of high school. Does that make it more difficult? But credit to the staff at Miami because it hasn't made it more difficult. Like you're out there getting guys like Israel Abrams and CJ Cypher. Like they're still recruiting at a high clip, even though they've taken so many transfers, which is super impressive.
There are still kids out there that want to compete, right? I mean, it's not just
where
there are some. Miami's finding them, Omar, but there are some kids that want to compete. I know not everyone. They'd rather go to a smaller school. And play.
I'm sorry, I think that competing culture is gone and dead.
There's a few left. No, it's all like Omar. It's coming back like vinyl records. Like it's becoming like a kind of a trendy thing where there's certain kids out there who are like, you know what, I want to compete. So it's like a weird cultural trend where we're kind of coming back to that a little bit.
Man, I used to, you guys know, I used to cover the Canes in the glory days, and that was all that they cared about. That was the fostering the competition level. It made everybody better. And Man, but I don't even blame the Hurricanes. It's just this generation of athletes. Now
Well,
NFL players don't even want to compete.
To be honest, Omar, I wish you were welcome at practice because I'd love for you to see the competition that they have out there. It's unfortunate that you're not welcome there. All right, we got to take a pause. Speaking of the Hurricanes, the Heat were busy yesterday. We had the second round of the NBA draft and some Canes finding some homes. We will discuss when we return here on QIM. Welcome back in here on QAM. It's Thursday morning. Sun is starting to rise here. I'm Hollywood. Dono is with us. Omar Kelly is with us. Dan Day, Jamie. Got the whole crew here this morning. Blake's here. We got everyone here this morning. Full house. The Heat, as we know, making big news with the Giannis Antetokounmpo trade. They made some more news yesterday. They added a couple of pieces to their team. This is interesting here. First things first, they drafted Ryan Conwell out of Louisville, who, if you watched Canes Hoops play last year, they played Louisville a few times, and he is a very talented player. He's an older player, was 1-2 with Trey Donaldson in senior scoring in the ACC. And interestingly enough, Trey Donaldson is also now a member of the Heat, as the Heat signing him as an undrafted free agent. So the Heat get a couple of guards to add to this interesting mix of players here. And Dono, it's so cool when you see guys play for your team, the entire year. And Trey Donaldson is going to get a shot here with the Heat. Ernest Uday got picked up by the Cavs. I am a big Ernest Uday fan.
Same.
I haven't let that be known throughout the basketball season and here today. Malik Renew is out there, I guess. I haven't seen anything definitive, Dono, unless you have. I've been hitting refresh on Twitter this morning to see if he got and he will get picked up somewhere. But he's another name that is out there. But yeah, man, just very cool to see these Canes guys succeed here after their time in the program, and it was a magical season under Jay Lucas. I can't wait to see what this next season looks like, and see if Shelton Henderson takes that big jump here that I think everyone is kind of expecting him to take as he continues. He was so young last year, and the body of that guy, like, he's just a freak physically, and so we'll see what his jump is like. But that's the world of college sports, Dono, especially in college basketball. You gotta replenish the roster every year. It's gonna be a lot of turnover here, but the Canes were able to bring a core back with Jay Lucas in year 2 here, Dono. So that's certainly a good thing.
Sorry, Omar. According to AI, Malik Renew has not signed anywhere yet.
Okay.
So we'll have to.
I didn't think so. So.
But the Heat have signed not only drafted Conwell, but they've added Trey Donaldson, Kayshawn Hall, Javon Hadley, and Trey White. So those are your guys that are going to be playing in Vegas for us.
Okay, fair enough. Cool to see Trey Donaldson get a shot though. Yeah. He's a really. I
love the way he plays too. I hope we see him in a good amount of Miami Heat games this year.
Trey Donaldson's the kind of guy that would he'd be kind of having an off night, and the team's down by a few points, late in the second half or something, and they go, well, just give it to Trey and get out of the way. And he closed out games. He was like Jalen Brunson out there for the Canes.
Yeah, he was.
The way that he would close out games, and he's a very clever player, right? I think kind of similar to Jalen Brunson, right? Certainly not the most athletic guy on the floor, but a very crafty, very smart, high basketball IQ type of guy. So I think the Heat got something there. And I also think they got something with Conwell. He was very talented when we watched Miami play Louisville the handful of times they played them over the years. So Ryan Conwell with the Heat, Trey Donaldson with the Heat, Ernest Uday with the Cavs, and we are going to get to the 8 o'clock hour. Ira Winderman is going to join us at 9 o'clock this morning. We'll go over all of these additions to the Heat, and we'll see how they can fill in the rest of this roster. That's going to be the interesting part of this whole thing, right? You got your mega star, you got your other star in Bam, and now how can they fill in the rest of this roster? You're going to have to add some pieces to this thing. I'm looking for some veterans who are just willing to sign here on the cheap and see if we can build a championship contender. We're going to get to the 8 o'clock hour when we come back on QAM.
Doral Volkswagen, home of the Pricito, our lowest price. Visit us at Doral Volkswagen or DoralVolkswagen.com. The U.S. men's national team takes on Turkey tonight at 10. Today at 4, it's Ivory Coast and Curacao, plus Ecuador, Germany, 7 o'clock, Tunisia, Netherlands, Japan, Sweden, also at 10 o'clock, Paraguay, and Australia. Yuri Perez returned from injury. Marlins got a win, 4-2 over the Rangers. They play in St. Louis tomorrow at 8:15. And the Miami Heat traded up from the 41st pick to the 37th pick to grab Louisville guard Ryan Conwell, who is a senior. He averaged 18 points a game. On to weather. It's brought to you by Tornado Roofing and Contracting, replacing roofs, repairs, maintenance, and hurricane impact windows. Visit tornadoroofing.com. Going to be hot in the low 90s with clouds in the sky. I am Dan Day. Now back to the Joe Rose Show here on 104.3 FM WQAM.
Welcome back in here on QAM. We kick off the 8 o'clock hour. Hollywood, Dono, Omar Kelly, Dan Day along here with you. Jamie driving our YouTube stream. You can jump on at 104.3 WQAM. Is that correct, Jamie? I want to make sure I'm promoting that thing right here.
Yep.
104.3 WQAM. Dono hosts the Locked on Canes podcast. Jamie hosts the Locked on Marlins podcast. And I'm showing the Marlins a little love this morning, Jamie, because the Marlins are a tremendous story that have unfortunately been kind of put on the back burner due to some of the massive trades that we've had over the past few days here. But man, they are really playing some good ball here. Just won another series, took 2 of 3 from Texas. They're gonna hit the road for a while here, but Jamie, this is a really good story here, and a team that may very well make a push towards a playoff spot. You told us earlier.
Yeah, I mean, they're a fun team. Playing good baseball. They're coming together. Like, they were 8 games under 500 not too long ago, and now they're 3 games over 500. So the turnaround within this season alone has been pretty special. Guys like Joe Mack being called up from AAA, he's really changed the dynamic of this team right now. Max Meyer's playing really good baseball. Otto Lopez is playing really good baseball, and they're coming together. They're a fun team to watch right now.
We got that going. We have, let's see, we have Dono with us. We've talked a lot of Hurricanes here today. As you heard Dan Day mention in the update, the Heat bringing in Trey Donaldson along with Ryan Conwell from Louisville. So Trey Donaldson is going to get a shot to make an NBA roster here. Ernest Uday, also from the Canes, going to Cleveland, so he's going to get a shot to make a roster there. And then Malik Renew, I assume, will sign somewhere probably pretty soon here. So maybe we'll get that news momentarily here. So we have that going. And guys, Omar is with us as well. Omar, the Dolphins off for another about 3 weeks or so, right? Maybe 4 weeks, and then you're going to get forced to go back to work. So we a little quiet.
What am I doing now?
That's true. You are technically
work.
Yeah.
And then we got World Cup action tonight. We got the USA taking on formerly known as Turkey A.
Turkey A.
So
that's how they say it in Canada. Hey,
Turkey A.
Yeah, it's Canadian Turkey. So that's who they'll be playing tonight. This is like a load management game, though, for the U.S. They don't need this one. They can't improve their standing.
Neither team can.
Yeah. So
that's right.
Is Turkey A going to?
They're eliminated.
They're eliminated.
Oh no.
They're a bunch of turkeys. We should call them Turkey again after that poor performance.
Don't do that. You'll get sanctioned by the UN, Dono.
Might actually.
Dono's gonna have to speak in front of the United Nations. Is that thing still in New York? Is that where they have the United Nations building?
As far as I know.
As far as you know. Yeah, I don't know any of this. By the way, we're learning a lot of stuff as we go, and thankfully we have Dan Day here with us because Dan is very knowledgeable when it comes to these unheard of places that have changed names recently, apparently. So Dan, what was the other one that we hit on earlier that changed names? There was Bosnia and someone.
Herzegovina.
I think that one's been the same for decades. I think you're a little behind on that one. But the other one was Czechia.
Okay, that's a new one.
Czech Republic, formerly the Czech Republic. Now remember, Burma has now become Myanmar. Myanmar. I'm sorry.
These made up place. I've never heard anywhere you just mentioned.
I mean, I know where Miramar is. You don't know where Miramar is?
I know Miramar. I've heard of Miramar. It's like like a couple cities south of where I just moved. I've heard of Miramar. I I've never heard. What was the place you said?
Burma became Myanmar.
Okay.
Is it Myanmar?
There you go.
If we're doing a geography test, and that's the thing about the World Cup, I am going to fail.
This is why, like,
I didn't know. I had no idea where Cape Verde was.
I know
before
where
the
that
World Cup.
Yeah,
that was a new one
Omar's
to me.
been there. Omar's been there.
No, I haven't been there. It's on my bucket list because the women are gorgeous. Most
Yeah, the ones in
Okay.
South Beach this weekend.
This though is why, like, if you put like us on Jeopardy, it would be ugly. Like it would. Be
I think between the five of us, we've got one viable contestant. Like if between all five of us,
I don't know. Dan Day might carry us because Dan Day is a storage house of.
Dan Day is a wealth of knowledge. You know, Dan Day does Jeopardy essentially. Like he hosts trivia at Duffy's.
That is true.
Dan does.
Oh,
Dan is Alex Trebek.
5 nights of my life is asking questions and answering them.
How about if we do it this way? If it was Dan Day versus the other four of us, Omar, Hollywood, me, and Jamie, could Dan beat all four of us with our collective mind?
I'm pretty sure he can. Yeah.
Jamie's too young; he doesn't know anything. Although he is fresh out of college, so maybe his knowledge.
There might be like a young people category, and Jamie would clean up there.
The only way, like when I don't watch Jeopardy anymore because I don't like to feel dumb, but like I would used to watch it like with my parents. I like finally a sports category would come up. Like, oh yes, something I know.
And
it's
you
like
don't
world history.
Don't
know that one. Literature. Don't know that one. Sports. Oh, might get a couple of these. So who's hosting Jeopardy now? By the way.
Wasn't Aaron Rodgers hosting it?
He was for like a minute, but I don't know who's
he was a guest host. He was a guest host.
Is it Jennings, the guy? Is he still hosting
Jennings?
It? Ken Jennings,
the millionaire guy. He's like the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire guy, right?
Yasmin, what's her name? Like Blossom was hosting it for a while too. Yeah, is her name
really?
Who?
Blossom.
Oh, Blossom. She was also in The Big Bang Theory. Yeah.
The woman named Blossom is hosting Jeopardy.
Well, no, she played Blossom in the 90s sitcom.
Her name is
I can't remember her name either, but I know exactly who you're talking about.
It's easy to look up who hosts Jeopardy. Let's
it's like a cast of people now. It's not just one person. Yeah.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah, I stopped watching after Trebek because I was too loyal.
Yeah, still Vanna White, still Pat Sajak. Oh no, Ryan Seacrest.
No, Pat left.
Ryan Seacrest hosts Wheel of Fortune.
Yep.
Yeah. Along with every other show he hosts.
Boy, Ryan Seacrest's a worker, man.
Yeah.
Got a lot of stuff going on.
I like him.
Yeah, a lot of stuff going on, huh? Does he still do New Year's Eve? I don't really watch those New Year's Eve.
Yep, he still does top 40. If you turn the radio on the weekends, you can hear him doing. Of course, he has guests, but he still is the quote unquote top 40. Ryan Seacrest.
I don't know. I listen to you and Vlad on the weekend, Dan. I don't listen to that.
On the way in, I listen.
We're gonna have to let Dono run here in a few minutes here. So before we do, Dono, if you would not mind, I always like to have you, if you can, promote the Locked On Canes podcast. I started off the show this morning by telling our listeners here that if you are a Hurricanes fan, it is a must listen. It is the place to go for your Canes inside information and insight and all that good stuff. So, Donna, if you could just let us know what's coming up here on the program and where people can go to find it.
Thank you so much. Yeah, you can find me on Locked On Canes. It's YouTube, search Locked On Canes, or every audio platform, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. And it's a fun episode today. So we actually recorded this last night. It's me going head-to-head with the host of Locked On Gators and the host of Locked On Seminoles for a Big Three Florida roundtable. So I was punching down the entire time. I'm beating up on the Gators, and then the Gator guy and I were beating up on the Seminoles because, man, that program's in disarray right now. So we talk, who's going to control the state for the next 3 years. Spoiler alert, Miami. Who's doing the best in recruiting? Spoiler alert, Miami. But if you want to see us have a good time talking Florida State, and Miami, that's going to be our crossover episode today around 11:30 a.m. on Locked On Canes.
Nice. I think this is going to be fun because, Dono, I saw yesterday someone sent out a tweet and they had some Gator receiver on there, some guy I'd never heard of, and saying he was better than Malachi Tony. Now, I couldn't name you one player on the Gators.
They're trying to say it was Vernell Brown the third. They're trying to say better than Malachi Tony. I mean, the face that Omar's making right now, he's probably never heard of Vernell Brown the third. I wouldn't blame anyone for not. He's not better than Malachi Tony.
Well,
sorry, Jamie.
They have
he's a good player, though.
Yeah,
I don't know if he's good or not, but they have a very low-level college coach over there, right, who came in from some very small tier program. Right?
So is
C6
Kirk
John.
Kennedy, but he just won a national championship.
Hey, University of Louisiana Lafayette, Raging Cajuns, man.
He came from Tulane, right? And this guy.
They got a new coach. That's right. Okay,
I think he came from
they
Tulane.
love. They love
Napier's gone.
They love the second tier Louisiana schools for their big Florida University.
To be honest, the hiring of this coach was the first that I ever heard that Tulane even had a football program. So,
stop it.
And they went to the playoffs last year.
Tulane went undefeated.
They were in the playoffs last year.
Were they?
Yeah,
they were.
How'd they?
Well, yeah, they got blown out, but they got in.
Oh, they got in.
I think they won the conference that USF is in. I'm not sure.
I think they did actually. That's very well played, Jamie. Nicely done. Jamie's learning. Jamie's learning how to fight back in there. We keep piling on his Gators. He's fighting back a little bit. I like that, Jamie. But yeah, so check out Dono's podcast, and he's gonna go to battle with the Gators and the Seminoles. I like this idea, Dono. I like this. I'm gonna watch
it. It was actually the Locked On Gators host's idea, Brandon Olson. So shout out to him. And we have the host of Locked On College Football was the moderator. Like he tried to keep the three of us from killing each other. I think he did a pretty good job.
Wow, you even needed a moderator in this.
We needed a moderator. Nobody died during the taping of that episode, so he did a good job.
No people were harmed during the taping of this episode. You'll run like the disclaimer before you. Speaking of people being harmed, before I let you run, Dono, I don't know if you saw this, but I think today the pre-orders open up for Grand Theft Auto 6.
I'm not good at any game that doesn't involve either sports or cars. I'm not. Yeah,
I am not good at any sports game either. But this is the only non-sports game that I play.
Well, I guess that does involve cars, so maybe I should play it. Steal cars, right?
The only non-sports game that I play. Now it's been, I don't know, 5 years, 10 years since the last one came out, since Grand Theft Auto 5 came out.
It's been 13 years.
13 years?
Really?
Wow.
The last one I had, I think, was 4.
Were you 10 when it came out, Jamie?
I was 11, yeah.
Wow. Jamie was 11.
Wow. Were you allowed to play it then?
Did they play?
I have played it just because I got older in the time that it's been released. Like, there's been no new game. So when I got old enough, I started playing.
Yeah, because my son is 8, and I think that game would scar him for life. So I
don't know if it's suitable for an 8-year-old.
No,
probably not.
My son is actually a professional gamer, and he runs a Grand Theft Auto, whatever. I don't really know what it is.
That's cool.
What is it? What does he run?
I don't know. They buy things there. I'm not a professional gamer, so yeah, it's she runs the organization or whatever.
Like a group, like a crew, like a club,
a
Grand Theft Auto club.
He's like the leader of a gang.
A server. Someone said a server.
There you go. He runs the server. Yes.
Thank you, Broward Dolphins.
Yeah.
Yes.
So here's the deal: if you want to pre-order this game, it doesn't come out till November.
Oh,
so you got to pre-order this thing 5 months in advance for some reason. I don't know why.
Well, why do I have to? Can I just get the digital copy the day it comes out?
There is no physical copy of the game.
Right. So then, so I'll just get the digital copy the day of. Why do I need to pre-order?
Hold on. If you pre-order it now, they'll probably give you a bunch of free stuff because apparently you buy everything in this game.
So I don't get that advanced into it. I usually just I either do the missions loosely and just try to work my way through them, or I just do the killing sprees. I do like to do those. You type in the code for unlimited weapons and armor and all that.
Oh, you got to share that code with me if I'm going to play this game. I can't play it without that.
I usually just if you blow off a little steam, we'll do those.
You like to walk around killing people. I got it.
Yeah, probably not great, but nonetheless, $80 for the standard version. There's a $100 version for this game as well. And if you order what I read yesterday, I don't know if this is true, but what I read yesterday, if you order the physical copy of the game, they will send you an empty box with a code in it. So that you can actually get the box. But here's where that's I guess that people are pissed about that because when you're done playing it, I guess people like to trade it in. Right? GameStop, you beat the game, you're done playing it, or whatever, you trade it in.
Yeah.
So I guess that's still a thing, right? I think people still do that. I only buy sports games usually, and the sports games lose all their value a month after you buy them. So those never. Someone said you can pre-order it 24 hours before launch date and still get everything. So I don't know why they said they're going to do $1 billion or something with this game. No physical copy. Yeah.
Wow.
Oh well. It's tough out there, man. It's tough out there. Dono, thank you for hanging with us here this morning. We always appreciate. It's always great having you, and we will be tuning in today to watch you go to battle with the Noles and the Gators. And I think you will emerge victorious. I mean,
Miami makes it pretty easy for me because what about 4-8 Gators, 5-7 Seminoles about to fire their coach? I didn't have to say a whole lot, fellas, but we'll all be tuning in today.
Two programs in absolute shambles. Just really a shame.
Man, in this age of buy your players, I would think both those programs are shelling out big bucks for new players.
Well, Florida, I think is on the way back, but Florida State, they're still in purgatory until they get rid of Mike.
Yeah, but Florida State also used all their money suing the ACC.
Yeah, and renovating their stadium.
They are. Yeah, that's true. The Gators are spending like $2 billion to renovate their stadium too, aren't they?
I think they have better boosters.
$1.4 billion renovation. They needed it though. That stadium's old.
Yeah. Well, plus, I think the Gator boosters have more money.
4 years of tuition. How about that?
4 years of tuition.
Yeah.
That's fair enough.
Yeah.
I'd say Jamie to donate a few $1,000s, get his name on over a urinal or something.
Hey, he could buy like a tile on a walkway, I'm sure.
Yeah, maybe they probably will do that.
Yeah, they have like the Gator Walk where they come out and there's all the bricks and stuff. I could buy a brick.
All right, Donald, thanks for hanging with us, man. Appreciate it. We got a lot of other stuff to get to here this morning. Omar Kelly is here. Omar, we'll talk a little Dolphins football. All of our Dolphins fans, they tune in each and every morning here on the show. I know they want to hear what's going on over in Miami Gardens. So we'll get to some Dolphin stuff. I know you have some columns that are marinating in that head of yours. So we will discuss some Dolphin stuff when we come back here. We had some news in the NBA yesterday, and the Marlins continuing to play great baseball. We got Ira Winderman who's going to stop by in about half an hour from now as well. So we have plenty more to come as we continue on here on QAM. Welcome back in here on QAM. Thank you to Alex Dono for hanging with us here this morning. Dono had to take off, so it is Hollywood Omar, Kelly, Dan Day, the rest of the way here with you. Jamie is here. Omar, we got you with the Miami Herald, and we do have some Dolphin stuff to get to here that you will be writing about. We encourage everyone to please subscribe to the Miami Herald, to the Sun Sentinel, to the Palm Beach Post, all of our local papers out here, and keep those things going. And as times are tough out there for our local papers,
Times are indeed tough.
Yep. What do we got, man? What do we got going on here, Omar? You said the players that need to step up and have a Patrick Paul like jump.
Yeah, if you look at this roster, last year was a season where you took a lot of lumps for some of the young players. You were playing Kenneth Grant early. You were playing Jordan Phillips early. You were playing Jonas Savaiinaea early. You're playing Jason Marshall Jr. early, and they weren't necessarily primed or in position to play well at a high level. And really, a lot of players on the team credited a lot of the team's early struggles in the season to those rookies and the growing pains that they were experiencing. And then when they got better, you saw the team start to improve, particularly the defensive tackles, because once we got past the Cleveland game and the Dolphins were able to begin to stop the run, I believe it was Charlotte where they had a respectable showing. The season got better because the defense, when you're not going to have a good defense if you cannot stop the run. So when they got better, the team got better. And my argument for a lot of people who have said to me that Dolphins will not have a good team, I'm like, you don't know that. While it does look like a dollar store Dolphins roster. And did you know dollar store has gone up in their price to $175 now? They were initially $125, and now some items are in the store at $175. But that's a side note. I say and give a perfect example of a young player that drastically made a significant improvement in Patrick Paul. When we looked at Patrick Paul as a rookie, he played about less than 400 snaps. He filled in for Teron Armstead for a couple of games. He played a little bit of right tackle. And there was mixed reviews. He gave up about 3 sacks. The film was inconsistent. The play wasn't steady. But what Patrick Paul did is in year 2, in the offseason, he lived in that facility. He turned probably about 10 pounds into muscle. And when we saw him at training camp, Patrick Paul was beating players down and taking names. We had joint practices where veteran established $100 million pass rushers were basically coming up to Patrick Paul and be like, yo, you're a different guy. You're going to be pretty good in this league. And then we saw the season that he had. I would tell you, outside of Devon Achane, I don't think there's anybody on the Dolphins roster that has a brighter future than Patrick Paul. If he replicates what he did last season, we're talking about a player you're going to have to pay $100 million to next offseason. So,
a good problem to have.
Absolutely. It's a good problem to have, especially with a left tackle. But I've got a list of people where if they take that Patrick Paul jump, you could have a winning season. You could put a team on the field that can be very competitive moving forward. The list clearly.
When you say winning season, and I want to get to your list, I want to get caught up here though, Omar, before we get to your list. But when you say winning season, what exactly do you mean by winning season? Because I don't want to get people all riled up here and excited this morning. If you're thinking 4 or 5 wins is a successful year for this team. I don't know what the ceiling is for this team. To be quite honest, I think we need to get into camp and really see this thing start to come together.
Absolutely.
Before you can really make any sort of major judgment, right? I think it's borderline impossible at this point to know what to expect from this team. But what would you think is the ceiling? Like if you had to guess today, Omar, what is the ceiling? And then I guess what is the floor?
Yeah, I definitely think the ceiling is 10 wins, 9
10 wins.
Yeah, absolutely. If the players I got here can take their game up, turn the volume up about 2 notches, you can be a pretty good team.
10 wins is that's a pretty good season by any standards.
I mean, Ryan Fitzpatrick led the 2019 Dolphins to 5 wins, and they weren't even trying to win games.
Well, the team was. The
coach was.
Front office maybe was.
The coach was. The team.
Do you think this roster is better than that roster?
Yeah, this roster is definitely better than that roster. But then keep in mind that roster self-sabotaged themselves by trading away all their players during training camp and during the exhibition season and before the season started. Kenny Stills, Kiko Alonso, Raekwon McMillan. That roster self-sabotaged themselves.
Can't you say the same thing about this roster though? Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, Bradley Chubb, all getting sent away.
That was a purge done financially. So you can.
What's the win total at 4.5 games? Is that what the Vegas? So they would have to double to get to Omar's ceiling. Where is the floor though for this team though? Or what if things don't go well?
I think every team in the NFL should win 4 games. That the league and even the commissioner of the NBA talked about it recently, where he basically said the NBA's aspirations are to get like the NFL, where basically everybody feels like they've got a chance. And in every season, even your worst team should win 4 games if they're actually trying to win games. And let's be real about it. There are some teams that are not trying to win games. If I'm an Arizona Cardinals fan, I know my team is not trying to win games. My team is strategically sabotaging my, So
but I also think the NFL is different in a sense that I don't think players care as much where they go. I think it's like you're going to take the biggest contract. I don't think it's more like, all right, I need to play in a big market because the NFL is not a star-driven league.
True.
Like Giannis basically gave him Giannis said, Milwaukee, this is where I want to go. Like, I want to go to Miami or I want to go to Boston. Like usually you see a player like, I want to get out of here and go to a better situation.
Or they want to go to a good program. They want to go to a good organization.
Yeah. Right. Because
nobody likes to lose.
Nobody likes. Yes, everybody likes to win. But everybody in that league, and they should, by the way, go and get as much money as you can, as much guaranteed money as you can. The NBA contracts are fully guaranteed.
Yeah.
So the NFL contracts are not, unless you're Deshaun Watson.
A bad NBA player is making probably will make more than Jordan Brooks will make during his career, which is so sad and disappointing, but the reality.
Well, we're going to hit NBA free agency in 5 days, and you're going to see guys that are like the 14th and 15th guy on the bench. You're like, who is that? And he's going to sign like $100 million. 4 years, $100 million. It's a bargain for a guy that scores 3 points. And
Austin
2 rebounds.
Reeves got 185 yesterday.
Well, he's good.
But still, like that guy is making 10 times what Jordan Brooks is making. Maybe not 10, but you get what I'm saying. I think they're comparable in their sports, like in their roles.
I'm not even sure if they're comparable, but
you will see some serious stiffs that are about to get some big paydays.
There's a guy in Utah I'd never heard of turning down $200 million. Like I never heard of this guy.
No, NBA free agency is always funny because like you'll get the sticker shock of like the first few days because the money always goes up, and then they'll start paying all these different stiffs a whole bunch of money for them to come in and bring their their 3 points and 2 rebounds into the mix. Speaking of the NBA, Ira Winderman is going to join us in about 20 minutes from now. He'll join us at 9:00. We are going to take a pause, get all caught up here. Omar Kelly is with us. And Omar, I want to get to your specific list. We did not get to it here. Who is the list that can get the Dolphins? Omar says 10 wins. We have an optimistic Omar here this morning. So we will get to Omar's list of Dolphins players that can step up and help power this team to a winning season when we come back on QAM.
An accident slowing you down traveling in Miami-Dade. The traffic report is brought to you by Wild Fork Foods. Slow moving due to an accident along the Palmetto southbound at Northwest 58th Street. That has your left lane blocked. Also, traffic stacking up along Airport Expressway eastbound from Northwest 27th Avenue to 12th Avenue. That's traffic. I'm Malia Escobar on FM 104.3, and you can listen to WQAM on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, and TuneIn apps.
Welcome back in here on WQAM. Sun's starting to rise here on this Thursday morning here in South Florida. Hollywood Omar Kelly along here with you. Omar, let's get to that list, my man. We got Dolphins. Omar told us he thinks the Dolphins can get to 10 wins. He's on the record. You're on the record now officially with that comment there, Omar. So you are officially on the record now. Omar, if you can just unmute yourself, and we will get your list here of players to watch for that can get them perhaps to
listen. I don't put 10 on me. I said that they could potentially get to 10 wins. I got to see what happens. No, I'm not. I said, what's the ceiling? You asked me for the ceiling, and I said they can get to 10 wins.
Okay.
If a number of players have a Patrick Paul-esque turnaround in terms
Who are those players?
Stop rushing me. I feel
rushing you,
rushed. I feel like you're putting words in my mouth, and now you're rushing me.
I may have put words in your mouth with that one. That's what I do. Go ahead, Omar.
The list starts with Malik Willis. Now, he's not necessarily a young player, and most of these players are young players. I don't have any rookies on this list because rookies are rookies. They're rookies for a reason. They don't know what you can expect from them, and it's going to be a hot mixed bag of good and bad. But Malik Willis is not a rookie. He's a 4-year veteran. He started 6 NFL games. He's shown you a ton of upside in Green Bay, which is why he's here, which is why the Dolphins gave him $45 million in a contract. Now, if Malik Willis gives you, let's say, more than is on par with, let's say, his who's a good quarterback that he could be compared to? I don't know. I don't know. I got to think about that. He's an athletic quarterback. I don't think there's anybody that we can really compare him to in the league. But let's say C.J. Stroud. If Malik Willis gives you what C.J. Stroud did in his rookie season, you're definitely going to be in the win category a ton. He's athletic. He's mobile. He's got a strong arm. I would love to see him improve in his accuracy. And clearly he has to develop chemistry with the weaponry around him. But then next on the list is Chop Robinson. If you think about it, Chop Robinson has the same athleticism and metrics as what's the pass rusher in Green Bay that came trade from Dallas?
Parsons.
Yeah, Micah Parsons. Chop Robinson was a first-round pick because he's got nearly identical metrics physically to Micah Parsons. Now, the production and on-field performance does not match up, but the athleticism does. Now, if Jeff Hafley, who had Micah Parsons for relatively 7/10 of a season, can create that sort of flexibility and freedom that allows Chop Robinson to be a jack of all trades pass rusher and move him around, I think he could have a good season. Now, the biggest issue with Chop Robinson is, can he set the edge? And he's put on about 8 pounds. He's up to 255 to do a better job setting the edge. And it'll be interesting to see. I think we saw a lot of growth and gains from him during the OTAs. He was absolutely beating up on which was the offensive lineman? He was beating up on, I can't remember what the offensive lineman's name is.
Keep going.
Yeah, but he did well. Malik Washington's another one. I think he's probably going to be the favorite target for Malik Willis. He's a good slot receiver. He's probably going to be the starting flanker. Greg Dulcich, we saw what the promise that he had at tight end last season. I definitely tell anybody in fantasy football, Greg Dulcich should be your sleeper pick. So when you go to Montreal and you make your drafts, definitely take Greg Dulcich a little. And I didn't say make him your first tight end, but you definitely want him on your roster. Jonas Avenaya, there's nowhere to go but up for him. If you think about how bad he played last season, he was rated as the worst guard in the NFL by Pro Football Focus. These things happen to rookies. They believe that moving him from the left side to the right side will help him settle down. The right side is primarily the side that he played on in college. So it'll be interesting to see his growth and development. I'm not sold on him as a player, but if he becomes decent, you've got a chance to put together a good offensive line. Then we got the defensive linemen, Kenneth Grant and Jordan Phillips. Both of those guys started majority of last season, did not necessarily play that great. They were hot and cold, but we have seen Kenneth Grant lose a little bit of weight, and Jordan Phillips has been a workout warrior. He is physically sculpted. He's one of the hardest workers on the team. I definitely think if there's one player that I could tell you is having a Patrick Paul-esque jump, it would be him and his fellow Maryland teammate Dante Trader Jr., who's probably going to be the bookend of that safety unit. I mean, he is absolutely going to be the leader of the secondary. Hopefully he can have a healthy training camp, which is not what he had last season. Then we get to the cornerbacks, Juju Brents, Jason Marshall, Ethan Bonner. To me, outside of Chris Williams, those are your top three cornerbacks, especially with Storm Duck probably beginning training camp on the PUP. Those guys have to be reliable and good. Otherwise, you're going to have to go out and you're going to have to go get a Jack Jones type cornerback to sort of patch the unit. And then we got an unknown guy in David Ojabo. He is a former second-round pick of the Baltimore Ravens, and every time he got a chance to play, he got injured. So this guy's probably got less than 300 snaps as a former second-round pick of an organization that is very good at talent evaluation. This is going to be his second chance at putting together a respectable career. The Dolphins definitely need edge setters, and hopefully he can step up and provide that kind of presence for Miami.
All right, there's Omar's list. You can check more of Omar's work in the Miami Herald. We are going to jump into some hoops when we start the 9 o'clock hour here, Omar. The Heat making some moves yesterday. I like the moves that they made. Ryan Conwell is a good player out of Louisville. They bring in Trey Donaldson out of Miami. So a couple of guys that have a lot of college experience, the two top senior scorers in the ACC last year. So I think this is a pretty good move here by the Heat to get some guys that perhaps you can plug in and play right away because they have all that experience. But we will talk to Ira Winderman about that, and of course the Heat needing to fill up the rest of this roster as well, right? Giannis is here, Bam is here, but who else is going to fill out this roster for Miami? We'll get some names from Ira Winderman when we come back. The 9 o'clock hour is next on QAM.
Doral Volkswagen, home of the price Cito, our lowest price. Visit us, Doral Volkswagen or DoralVolkswagen.com. The U.S. men's national team took on Turkey tonight at 10. At 4 o'clock, you get Ivory Coast and Curacao, plus Ecuador, Germany. At 7 o'clock, Tunisia, Netherlands, Japan, Sweden. Then at 10 o'clock, you also get Paraguay and Australia. Marlins, they won 4-2 over the Rangers yesterday. They play in St. Louis tomorrow at 8:15. Dolphins receiver Tutu Atwell says he's excited to be back in his hometown and expects big things with the team this year. And also, got to talk about the Heat picking up a $2.3 million option on Pelle Larsson. He will become a restricted free agent in 2027. This weather report is brought to you by Tornado Roofing and Contracting. Replace roofs, roof repairs, maintenance, and hurricane impact windows. Visit tornadoroofing.com. Cloudy skies, but temperature's still going to be around 90 today here in South Florida. I am Dan Day. Now back to the Joe Rose Show here on 104.3 FM, WQAM.
All right, welcome back in here on WQAM. We're going to head right out to the Toyota of Hollywood hotline. Shop over 2,000 Toyotas on sale at one location. Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood and Sheridan. ToyotaofHollywood.com, where we are joined by the Sun Sentinels' Ira Winderman, who is fresh off a busy night last night. Ira, good morning. Thank you for the time. Appreciate it as always.
I got a feeling there'll be a lot more busy nights before this whole thing gets resolved also, because you give Pat Riley a superstar and he turns it into something more than just a +1. So I think after being maybe the most boring team in the NBA for an entire season, I think we actually could look up, read the Sunset in the morning and go, wow, that's actually interesting. Finally.
Entire season or two, Ira. Entire season or two.
Let's start with the guys they picked up last night, Ira, and I think they made some pretty good additions to this team. Ryan Conwell from Louisville is a really good player. You get Trey Donaldson out of Miami, another good player. And these feel like guys, Ira, that they have intentionally drafted that have a lot of experience, because the window for this team is now, right? And you want guys you can plug right into this roster and go. And I think they added a couple of those guys perhaps yesterday.
And when you look at this team, they've had such success with the polished player, Pelle Larsson, 4-year collegiate player. You could look at Jaime Jaquez Jr., spent his 4 years at UCLA. Even the guys who weren't big timers in college for a long time. Kaspars Yakatronis was playing professional ball in Spain against real men at age 15. Nikola Jovic, the same thing when he was in Serbia playing professional ball. So I think the draft, it used to be, remember Darrell Wright out of high school coming to the Heat and all these guys who weren't ready. Pat Riley ain't putting up with that. This is a live in the moment team for absolutely better or worse. And so right now they said, hey, we got a guy who played at 4 different colleges, has played in every system known to man when they took Conwell. Then you look after, where do they wind up adding their additional players? From schools like Louisville and Auburn and Kansas, pedigree schools. There was a time the Heat were bringing the complete unknown, and you go, who the heck is that? This is not who the heck is that time. This is, we sent 4 guys to Milwaukee. We've got to replenish the roster, and obviously that's already starting.
Obviously, Ira, we everybody's obsessed with the addition of Giannis, but I'm a big Bobby Portis fan. How do you see him fitting into this team in terms of what he can bring, and does he fit Heat culture?
I mean, you could see in Milwaukee he did when he was calling out other players for not being ready, getting guys' faces. I'm not going to say he's UD. He might not be Udonis Haslem yet, but he has been in his time in Milwaukee that sort of glue guy. And yeah, on one hand, I don't love taking on the money because they're so hard against that hard cap first apron. But on the other hand, you're asking me, could the Heat do worse with the power rotation of Bam Adebayo, Giannis Antetokounmpo, and Bobby Portis? No, that's probably as good as they've had in a while. You don't have to force feed Nikola Jovic if he's even here. He gives you that sort of fourth break open in case of emergency big. So yeah, that's the prototype NBA big now. A guy who could stretch the floor with his threes, competed in the 3-point contest. If you're going to take a +1, I thought for sure it would be at least one Antetokounmpo brother. So I guess from there, instead of taking the best available remaining Antetokounmpo, you got a guy who's an NBA Sixth Man Award candidate and the kind of guy who can add a little bit more. Again, Omar, people are talking about this roster. They don't have enough. And what am I missing? They also can have Andrew Wiggins either back on his option or a new contract. They have Davion Mitchell. They're going to have Portis off the bench. They're going to have Pelle Larsson off the bench. I know we mock him. They're going to have Drew Smith as a glue guy off the bench. I think a lot of the Heat demise when it comes to depth is grossly overstated.
Yeah.
Well, Ira, with that being said, though, are they going to be able? Does this kind of have the vibes of the Big Three Heat, where you're going to get the Mike Millers of the world and the Ray Allens of the world, who are just like, I just want to go there and I just want to win. Like, I'm not worried about money anymore at this point in my career. I just want to win. Are the Heat going to be able to lure some of those guys in?
They've done it every time. Let's go back to Shaq, about the same age, now as when you're bringing Giannis in. And all of a sudden, takes a year, and then they figure it out, and you're looking at Antoine Walker, James Posey, Jason Williams, Gary Payton show up. Boom, second year with Shaq championship. Look at the big three. Yes, they got Mike Miller right away by trading Michael Beasley. But then, like you mentioned, Shane Battier, Ray Allen, Chris Birdman Anderson, they found a way. I'll take you more recent. Let's go to 2020. The Heat were, what are they going to be with this Jimmy Butler guy? All of a sudden, at the trade deadline, Jay Crowder, Andre Iguodala, NBA Finals, albeit in the bubble that year. So, yeah. And like I mentioned today in the paper, in the Sun Sentinel, whether it's a Tim Hardaway Jr. at the minimum, whether it's a Buddy Hield as a three-point shooter, guys will be there. And there's a lot worse places to be in the winter. There's a lot worse places to be on a minimum contract than a no income tax state. And there's a lot worse places trying to win than alongside Bam Adebayo and Giannis Antetokounmpo. I mean, I think any three-point shooter who comes here, his percentage goes up at least 10 percentage points, because now those contested jumpers are open jumpers.
Now, there's a lot of talk out there about Klay Thompson. I don't know if Dallas is interested in moving him, but how can Miami make that work financially if a trade was to happen?
Any salary like that, Omar, is going to come down to take my Jovic, please. And yes, if you get off Nikola Jovic's $14 million, the start of his $62 million 4-year extension, that's how you do it. That's why when I wrote today, I wrote, here are the minimum guys. Let's be realistic. The Heat spent. They went all in on Giannis. They had to take in Portis. We get that. Honestly, I think Norman Powell's gone. And I think last night when Detroit traded Isaiah Stewart to open cap space, we knew Detroit was interested possibly in Tyler Hero, but that's $33 million. But Norman Powell, you can get in the 20s. And that just opened with the Isaiah Stewart trade just for draft capital. So sort of when I'm putting together my Heat chart on my board here, I have Norman Powell off the board right now. And I think I can compensate for that, although it is ironic. Last season, all we kept saying is Norman Powell and Tyler Hero can't play together. Now it looks like neither of them are going to be with the Heat, which shows how dramatically this really has changed.
Ira Winderman here with us on WQAM. Ira, you've covered the Heat since the beginning. So I ask you, where does this trade, what would you grade this trade here for the Heat? They obviously gave up a lot. We had a lot of discussion the day after. Did they give up too much? Did they get rid of too many young players, too many picks, all that good stuff? What would you grade this move here by Pat Riley and the Heat?
Hollywood, I'll give you perspective because this is blowing me away. So let's look at the Heat before the trade. The Heat don't have enough. The Heat don't have enough to get Giannis. Boston's going to eclipse them. They can't get a star. They don't have enough. Boom, the trade is made. The Heat gave up too much. How can you give up too much when you didn't have enough? So anytime you get a top 5 player in the league, it doesn't matter. This isn't the NFL like with Omar where you have 22 players who are starters. You start 5 in this league. So you're getting 20% of your lineup with any single player. So, yeah, when you look at this deal, a lot of people said, Hollywood, if you want to go with your reasoning, they gave up too much. Would you guys have allowed Kasparis Giacochonis to be the difference between getting or not getting Giannis Antetokounmpo? And can you imagine the response would be, wait a minute, the Celtics can do that. They can say, hey, we're good. We don't have to give you Hugo Gonzalez. We don't have to give you 2 more draft choices. The Heat were not good. Honestly, like I was joking, I'm not so sure that Bernie didn't get on the plane and wasn't sent to Milwaukee as well. Whatever Milwaukee wanted, they were going to get. And it still was an A+ deal for the Heat.
I want to ask you about Chris Middleton. There's a lot of talk out there.
Another good name. Very good name.
He could be a Giannis whisperer.
Sure.
10 points a game with Dallas last year. Shot 45% from 3. How realistic do you think that could be for the Heat in terms of, I know they've got limited resources to work with, but can they get a deal done for him considering he was making $31 million last year?
And he's a free agent now, and he's a minimum player, and he's been injured the last couple of years. But Omar, you're right. The Heat have always gotten sort of that whisperer for a player. Mike Miller and LeBron were very close. Mike named one of his sons after LeBron's agent. Mike Miller comes in. Think about Jimmy Butler. and this sort of somewhat awful trade for Kyle Lowry. Jimmy wanted his buddy here. He's the godfather to Jimmy's kid. Kyle Lowry came in here. The Heat have done this for years, getting most favored players in here. I think Chris Middleton is the name that, matter of fact, I think he's the most likely player when the Heat start adding free agents to be added, because he's a proven playoff winner. And the Heat, and they've shown this with Dan Marley and other guys over the years, they will manage him during the regular season. He might not be the rotation player in the regular season. He'll be in the playoffs. But yeah, if I'm going to hitch my playoff wagon to someone, I think Chris Middleton's a really good name. And a matter of fact, I would say it's probably more likely than not that that's someone they talk to when free agency starts next Tuesday at 3 p.m.
Ira, as it sits right now, and let's say they add, a Middleton type of player, a few other guys like that, where do the Heat rank in the Eastern Conference? Where does this put them? I mean, I assume New York is still at the top, right? Until someone knocks them off, maybe. Boston might have a little bit of a problem on their hands here with Jaylen Brown. I can't imagine he's going to be too thrilled with what went down. And to me, it feels like, and before I guess another question here for you then, does Jaylen Brown feel to you like he just wants to be a number one somewhere? Like he wants his own team? He had those comments after the season, his most fun he's ever had. And it just feels he had an MVP caliber year. Does it just feel like he wants out of there? He wants to be the guy?
Once you get the bite of that apple of being a leading man in the NBA, it's like being a star quarterback in the NFL. You can't get rid of it. And so these NFL quarterbacks who've had breakout seasons, Omar knows this, when they get put back in that secondary role, those guys were often traded because they got the bite. They know what it's like. They know what they want it to be. If Willis has a great year this year and the Dolphins draft a quarterback in the first round, that's going to lead to something also when you felt you've proven something. So I understand where Jaylen Brown's coming from. Tatum missed almost the entire season. Brown led them to unbelievably unexpected heights. So yeah, he wants to be the leading man, but I got to tell you this also. Be careful what you wish for, because being a leading man alongside Jason Tatum, alongside the genius of Brad Stevens in the front office, the outstanding coaching they have there is a lot different than being in, for lack of a better word, Sacramento. So I think it needs to be a little bit careful. But when you're asking about the East, this is the perfect time for the Giannis move. The Knicks had a great 2-month run. But that's not a generational team. That's not a dynastic team. That's not the Jordan Bulls, the Big Three Heat. They're just a team. The Celtics, like you said, might have their internal problems. Detroit had the best record in the East last season during the regular season. Where did that get them? I think when you're listing East favorites, the Heat are right up there with anyone. That's why they knew this was the right moment and the right time for Giannis and the right moment to give up anything they had to do. I would put the Heat on par with anyone in the East. Not saying they're better, not saying they're going to win the conference, but if things fall the right way, if injuries aren't there, yeah, I think there's a chance the Heat could at least get back to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Ira, I do have this minor obsession with Ja Morant. I think that he's a dynamic player that, if you can get in the Pat Riley system and the Pat Riley program and we can clean up some of those off-field issues, he can be a dynamic weapon for this team. Do you think that that's even a realistic possibility, or do I need to just put him out my mind?
Two things. In a salary cap league, you can't have a guy like that making $40+ million based on what he's done the last couple of years. So you're asking me if there was no salary cap? Sure, I'd take a flyer. But I also know this, speaking of flyers, when you're a high flyer and you have shot knees and you're not the same player, everything changes. He has been an awful three-point shooter in recent seasons. So, you can talk about the Riley School for wayward players, and you could bring him in and you could forget about all the gun stuff and you could just let him go to Club Lex anyway, because that's what everyone does here. And that's fine. But if you're a shot player, that's the biggest risk you could take in the NBA. I would rather have a head case who I can manage than someone who has knees that I can't manage. I don't think Ja Morant's the same player. And I think with a $40+ million contract, I think he's a negative asset. I think the Grizzlies would have to give up draft capital to get off of him. The only deal I would say is this, Omar. If they were to take Nikola Jovic, then you could say, okay, we're getting off that $14 to $16 million a year. So the cost for Ja then goes into the 20s when you offset the salary. So I'd say Ja Morant in a Nikola Jovic deal, yeah, I think I could stomach that. Taking on a salary straight, I think that would be difficult.
Ira, one more for you here. And not that Pat Riley needed anything to cement his legacy. The Heat have had since he's been here, I don't know what, one real down year, the Michael Beasley draft year. Like that seems to be the only time that they've ever really had a down time. But Pat Riley, what he has done down here, Shaq, Dwayne, Jimmy, LeBron, Giannis, the list goes on and on. It really is an amazing legacy that he has built down here in Miami.
Bam said that after last season. He said the man with the silver hair will take care of us, and he did take care of them. And now people are going, this is when Pat should ride into the sunset. No, this is, I don't mean this in a bad way, this is Pat Riley's crack. This is what gets him going, getting a star in here. Do you think Pat Riley wants to walk away when he finally has a Giannis after he got a Shaq and a Zoe and a Jimmy and a LeBron and a Bosh? He lives for this. So I think Pat Riley, honestly, once again is 81 going on 61. I think there is no better rejuvenation for Pat Riley than getting an NBA stud in his stable.
He's probably one of those older guys who feels like when he retires, he's going to die. So he's probably never going to retire.
Just like Jerry West, he will always be there, whether if it's not courtside, it'll be in a tunnel, it'll be as a consultant. He lives for this, and he's shown in moments like this. I can only imagine what he's going to look like at that Giannis press conference. And if you thought the smile was big for Jimmy Butler or for Shaq or was big for LeBron, hey, doubt Pat Riley, this is what you wind up seeing.
Ira, before I got to ask you, because all these people want us to ask, LeBron's not coming here, right?
I don't see it. And I know this sounds wrong to say it might be a distraction, but you're trying to work in a guy like Giannis already. There's questions about his overlap with Bam. I know LeBron's a three-point shooter and a ball handler, but you're really talking about a bunch of sort of power forwards with certain limitations, that also. I think LeBron wants his money. I think he likes living out in LA. I think he's mended the fences with Pat Riley, but let's not be gluttonous here. Instead of LeBron James, I think the more likelies are, like Omar mentioned, Chris Middleton, like I mentioned it, Tim Hardaway Jr. Let's be reasonable, folks, also. You got your whale. Let's get some nice little guppies in here as well.
Heat fans are not reasonable people, Ira. We expect
nor is Omar.
We need one more for the big to complete another big three. So we'll see in the coming days and weeks here. Ira, thank you so much for the time. Make sure to follow Ira, his work in the Sun Sentinel. Thank you, Ira. We appreciate it.
Gonna go smash some plates in honor of Giannis. Thank you, guys.
There you go. A little Greek food for Ira, smashing plates. So we got to take a pause here. We got plenty more to come on QA, and we'll be back after this.
Delays continue out of Broward County. The traffic report is brought to you by the Casino at Dania Beach, I-95 northbound.
Postseason, they just gave up a boatload of picks, but nonetheless, that move goes down. There are still some dominoes left to fall here. We're gonna find out. Omar, we just talked to Ira about LeBron. I don't see him leaving LA. It seems highly unlikely that would happen. I don't know, but maybe Cleveland, maybe Miami. I just don't know, Omar. I don't know that I see him wanting to leave LA. He's kind of invested out there. He's got all the media stuff that he does out there. So
I don't think he's over the cookies.
The what?
The cookies.
What does that mean?
You don't know about the cookies?
No. What is the cookies?
When Pat Riley took away his cookies on the plane?
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's good. No, I don't, but I don't. Yeah, I think he's probably going to end up staying there. I don't know if there are any more big trades to make here, but we'll see. As free agency starts about 5 days from now, on the 30th. So the Heat, Chris Middleton was a good name that we talked about with Ira there. And Omar, again, you look at some of the players that the Heat just brought in yesterday. And clearly they are looking at guys that can come in and play. Like, they do not want to spend the next 3 or 4 years developing.
They always want to have a couple of guys that they develop. And I think that they've got them in Pelle Larsson and some of the draft picks, the kid that won the dunk contest. They've got some guys that they can develop. But yes, they're looking for contributors. Tim Hardaway Jr. as Ira. I didn't even know he was making the minimum last year. So clearly he's not going to be too expensive. Chris Middleton, it'll be interesting to see what kind of offers he gets on the market. He was making $31 million last year. Obviously he was a salary dump, but it's rough out there when you're a 35-year-old NBA veteran. You got to take $5-6 million and suffer through it.
Well, that's where we sit right now in the NBA. So we'll have a lot more to come here in the next few days. Omar, Dolphins training camp is right around the corner. We got the Marlins, who are playing some red hot ball right now. Jamie does the Locked On Marlins podcast for us here at our company. And Jamie, man, the Marlins are a fantastic story that I think, to be quite honest, probably gonna need some more coverage here as things continue on. And we're past the halfway point, right? I mean, we just passed the halfway point.
We are exactly at the halfway
Yeah.
point. They just played their 81st game. 3 games on over 500. And the difference in payroll and how well they're playing is really remarkable, and how they're hanging around and staying competitive.
I definitely want to go see a game, Jamie. Who is the pitcher that I need to go watch? Or what,
I'd say it comes down to either Sandy Alcantara or Max Meyer. Max Meyer's the hot new item right now. He's having the big year, kind of braked onto the scene, but Sandy's the guy that's been here for 8-9 years. He's won a Cy Young. He's the veteran leader of this team, you could say. So I'd say definitely either Sandy or Max Meyer.
What I would like to see is Omar try that challenge we were talking about earlier, that 999 challenge.
If you do it with me,
I'll do it. I don't mind doing it.
Yeah, let's do it. I'm up for a challenge. I'm always up for a challenge.
I'm not huge on health food, Omar.
I'm doing so well health wise right now, but for entertainment purposes, I just don't want to drink beer. The hot dogs I don't mind so much, especially can I get them all beef, or is it a little bit the risky
dog, bro? It's a hot dog.
Yeah, but
you're not supposed to know what's in it. That's the whole point. That's the mystery of the hot dog, Omar. I'm supposed to.
I will say Sandy's probably not the guy you want to see if you're doing the 999, because he tends to get through games pretty quick. So if you want to buy yourself a little bit more time, maybe go see one of the other pitchers on the team.
Have you done this, Jamie? Have you done the challenge?
I have not, but I want to give it a shot as well.
Maybe this could be like a little show stunt we can do here. We'll do a little class field trip.
Absolutely. Get the QM social team on it, and we can do this 999 challenge and knock it out here.
So if you don't think you could do it, how far deep into it do you think you could go? How many beers?
I'm 6 in. I'm 6 in. I'm 6 in. I'm 6 in. And if I could drink the beers, the hot dog, Nathan's hot dog eating challenge, where it's like the beer can just dribble down my face a little bit, and I could dip the hot dogs in the beer and then squish it all in my mouth. I can make it. Put 2 dogs at a time. I can do it.
That's gross, man.
It was a little gross that came out.
It sounds like a good time, though.
It will be a good time. We could do that for sure.
Sounds like a good time until you start struggling at the end there. You get 5-6 beers in, 5-6 dogs in, you're struggling at the end of the ball game.
It'll hurt.
I think it'll hurt afterwards, not during. I think it'll hurt afterwards.
Let's see. I ate 9 hot dogs in 10 minutes one time, and I was okay. But I
did?
Yeah, I was in a hot dog eating I was in a hot dog eating contest on 4th of July, but I didn't put beers on top of it. That takes up a lot of space.
I don't think I've ever been in an eating contest.
I wouldn't say it's the greatest thing in the world, but
why
don't
hot dogs with the buns?
Yeah,
Omar, what we could do is we could train for this. We could go to Shinju. Train for this eating contest.
You're bringing
really
in
get our stomachs ready. Start stretching out our stomachs.
This will completely take away from his other training that he's doing, though. You got to get ready for Crowder.
Yeah, but Crowder, I think, is afraid.
Maybe we do this after the Crowder fight as like a celebration.
That stop provoking Crowder, please.
I have heard. I don't want to say who, if it was like Solana or anyone like that, but I've heard that Crowder wants no part of you, Omar. That's what I've heard. So I don't know. Crowder's been missing. He doesn't call in anymore. He doesn't call to say hi to us anymore. He doesn't text me during the show anymore. I just think
my body feels so good right now. Don't make me get into a boxing ring and
think about how good it'll feel once you take him out and you get that off your plate. It'll feel really good.
Yeah, a fight with a guy who's got 40 pounds on me, 50 pounds on me. Actually, I've lost weight, so he's probably about 60 now.
Well, we're going to train, Omar. We're going to do the beer challenge. We'll do Shinju. We'll train you, and we'll get you. You can be the same fighting weight as Crowder. All right?
I'm still waiting for my barbecue brisket pool party.
Omar sends me all these different people that are like making briskets at home, and I
don't want you to quit on yourself.
Oh, man, brisket is tough to cook. I have tried many different methods. It's a frustrating process because it takes like a day and a half. It is a hard process. But I will have you over, Omar. And I don't know if it's going to be a brisket necessarily, unless you want to take the, do the experiment with me. But there is a chance it comes out tasting like shoe leather, like the consistency of basically biting into one of your Jordans.
As I say, and I've said this to you before, I honestly don't know what good brisket tastes like, and I want to actually experience and taste good brisket.
Maybe you should taste
So-
my brisket first before you go.
No. I know what shoe leather tastes like.
Yeah,
I've
that's what I'm
had,
thinking. Maybe you should start very low and then work your way up.
yeah,
Like after
I have
mine,
had bad
on a
brisket.
flight to Austin, and you can go to one of the places out there, like Franklin's or Salt Lick or something like that. We'll send you out
I'm
to
still
those.
looking for good brisket in South Florida, people. Good brisket.
It is out there, Omar. It is out there. Maybe we can get into that a little more tomorrow, but it is certainly out there. We got to take one more pause here. We're going to come back. We'll wrap this thing up. Tobin and Leroy are waiting in the on deck circle. There you go, Omar. Check the text if you want to know what's in a hot dog. You're not supposed to know. They're very, very unhealthy for you.
Wait, no. But you can opt for all beef hot dog. I just don't know if they're available at the Marlins Stadium.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they are, Omar, but like,
Hold on, do I have to pay for this $9.99? Like, what's the price I'm paying here?
In center field, they have the 305 menu. It's $3 hot dogs, $5 beers. Not that bad.
I'll see if we can get it expensed here, Omar. All
No,
right. I don't want you to have to spend any of your own
Won't.
money to do this challenge. So I'll
yeah,
see.
I'm
Maybe
like-
we can get like an expense account, or maybe I'll just take Joe's, Amex. One way or another, we'll see what we can do here, Omar. We got to take a pause. One more segment to come. Tobin and Leroy are going to take over at 10 o'clock here on QAM. Welcome back in here on QAM as we close this thing out on a Thursday. We'll have Mike Florio with us coming up tomorrow on the show for a Football Friday. Dan, we have soccer today, and you host. I want to promote this show for you here, please. You and Solana host a show on Saturdays, a soccer show here on the station. So if you would not mind, can you please promote the show here?
Yeah, Summer of Soccer happens every Saturday during the World Cup through the duration of it. It's going to be noon to 2, and we're going to talk a lot of USA soccer, but we're also going to be touching on some of the other stars and some of the other elite games that are happening. And as we know, this is the final week of pool play. So we'll be finishing up talking about USA and Turkey later on today, and then we're going to start getting ready for the round of 32 and then the round of 16 and then vice, and on and on and on. It's very exciting stuff. And 2 hours of power. We had a lot of guests on. We had Gravis Vasquez on, who oddly enough, great basketball player, but also a very knowledgeable soccer player.
Really?
Yeah, you never know.
That's an interesting name. I remember him. Yeah, that's an interesting name. You did, by the way, speaking of interesting names, you threw me for a loop when I heard the first update this morning with Turkey, better known as Turkey, for people that don't read very much, right, Omar? I guess
Turkey B or Turkey A?
Turkey A.
Now remember, Tunis plays today against the Netherlands. Who? Tunis. They want to be known as Tunis now and not Tunisia. I didn't do that one.
Dan Day hosts trivia. Okay. How many nights a week do you do trivia, Dan?
4 nights a week.
4 nights a week.
Yeah.
Okay, so Dan throws out stuff like this just 4 nights a week. He's lobbing these questions out to people, so he knows the answers to all of them.
Yeah, it's much like the Alex Trebek thing. I used to tell people, I believe Alex Trebek is the smartest man in America because when you get the answer wrong, he can tell you, no, you were thinking about this individual. It's actually that individual. He knew vast amounts of knowledge. It wasn't just a question and answer. No, Alex Trebek knew the other things surrounding the question.
My question to Dan Day is this: Dan, if we signed you up for Jeopardy, like if we got you on the show, would you have a chance to win?
No, not at all.
You can't hang with those people.
Those people are just other level crazy smart.
Okay. So your questions are not Jeopardy. Like, have you ever gotten Final Jeopardy? I don't think I've ever gotten a Final Jeopardy question correct in my life.
I've gotten some Final Jeopardies, yeah.
It's impressive. That's
impressive. I've never gotten a Final Jeopardy. Mina Kimes won Celebrity Jeopardy.
Celebrity Jeopardy, though. I think they don't. They make the question a little easier, right?
Nah, I don't know about this. I mean, she went a couple of rounds. She did her big thing on Celebrity Jeopardy. Even did videos about her strategy. It was quite impressive. She's also a national spelling bee champion. So
I did not know that either.
Don't sleep on Mina.
All right, fair enough. Omar, something that's more in my wheelhouse, not Jeopardy, but Grand Theft Auto 6 has opened up pre-orders. For $80, you can pre-order the regular version of the game. For $100, you can get the what are we calling it? The extra version of the game, whatever, it's a better version of the game. And you do not get a physical copy. There are no physical copies of the game. So you're pre-ordering 6 months in advance for the opportunity to download the game. So they're a little unusual here, but they're expecting it to be like the best-selling video game of all time. I know that you play this game, but
I played that game.
It's in Miami. It's set in Miami.
Oh, this one's set in Miami?
Yeah, and they've spent like 10 years developing this game. So I'm guessing like every little, street in Miami is going to be in this game.
Listen, I'm happy for it because, as I said, my son runs a Grand Theft Auto server, so and is a professional gamer. So hopefully it'll jumpstart his career, especially since he should know these Miami hoods.
Nice. The Marlins, as we mentioned earlier in the show, 2 out of 3 here. They are hitting the road for a little while. They are back the second week of July. They'll host the Mariners, and they have all sorts of good giveaways and stuff that they're going to be doing during that series. Then the Cleveland Guardians, not Indians, Guardians. Another name change, right? We're talking about name changes of countries. We got a lot of teams that have changed names. The Cleveland Guardians are one of those. And they are also going to have a USA 250th celebration On Saturday, July 11th, there is a USA Celebration ticket package that includes an exclusive Marlins USA jersey. So you can get very festive with that and support the Marlins and the USA. And we'll see, man. We'll see if the soccer team can continue the run that they're on. They will play Turkey tonight at 10 o'clock, which we're probably not going to stay up to watch, Omar. But we'll have a recap. Dan Day might stay up and watch this one. You staying
I'll
up
definitely
late,
be. I'll finish up trivia, then I'm at Duffy's, and there's a small possibility, very small, at least it was yesterday, that the United States soccer team could play England on July 4th.
Really?
Outside possibility.
Wow. And then we got Messi coming to town on July 3rd, right? That match is here July 3rd. And again, kind of similar to yesterday's match, if you have like $3,000 to $4,000 under your couch cushion, you can go and you can see this thing in person, or you can obviously watch it at home. Yes, Grand Theft Auto 3 was also in Miami. That was like GTA Vice City. I remember that one. But the maps have gotten like so much more interactive, right? Omar, they're asking for your son's Twitch, for your son's server here tomorrow.
Yeah,
I would like you to get that information. So
I just asked him.
Assuming you don't get it in the next like 3 minutes here, we will. By the way, it's a deluxe edition.
He plays like late night. He's like a midnight player, so he sleeps during the day. I don't understand that. I support my child in his career ventures, as my parents supported me in this ridiculous dream of becoming a sports columnist and a sports personality in this neighborhood. So I've been supporting him, and he's doing well for himself now, and I'm proud of him.
Well, it is crazy what video games have turned into. Like, have you seen some of those? Like, they play them in like arenas.
Yeah,
they actually get together in arenas. There are colleges that have video gaming teams now.
Yeah. There's celebrities that have Grand Theft Auto servers, and like I believe my son has always told me T Grizzly's like the biggest server, and he makes like $50K a month off the.
Who's
server.
This?
T Grizzly. He's a rapper. First Day Out. Yeah, I did that way over here.
I know T Grizzly. You don't have to act like I don't know who he is, Omar. I know T Grizzly.
I don't believe you.
One of our people on the chat said that I listen to his stuff occasionally, Omar.
Okay, sure. Why and why did he make First Day Out then?
I don't really know the meaning behind the song necessarily, but Omar, it
was a song released from his first day out of jail.
In fairness, that's great. In fairness, I will, like, if you told me to listen to something, I would listen. I trust you enough at this stage in our lives, in our relationship, that I would trust you enough to at least give it a listen. I can't imagine something that I'm going to be crazy about, but I would at least, at the very least, give it a listen for you.
Today, I'm going to send you
it's a must listen.
Today, I'm going to send you some stuff to listen to, because I think I know an artist that you would gravitate to.
Okay, fair enough. I'm going to send you some stuff too. We're going to get Omar's going to be jamming too.
I do need to make a house playlist. Sometimes I've got.
I listen to more than just the house music, Omar. I'm very well rounded. I've been to a few country concerts recently. Now
we love Justin Timberlake together. I'm sad that we didn't get to go to the concert. I wouldn't mind going to Bruno Mars with you.
That's another. Yeah, that probably will be a good one. He's got some hits.
I just can't afford Bruno Mars. Isn't tickets like $300?
I'm not sure, Omar. I bought them a long time ago. That was one of those concerts where you had to get in a pre-sale like a year in advance and just pray that you're alive when the show rolls around. We got Tobin and Leroy, who are going to be up here momentarily. If you would like, you can head back to the WQAM website, WQAM.com, and check out our interview. We had Ira Winderman on today. We also, through the first 2 hours of the show, had Alex Dono with
talking about Canes recruiting and all their big quarterbacks that they're bringing in.
Lots going on there. We had some news with the Heat today that we touched on with Ira Winderman. They made a few interesting additions. Nice to see some Canes hoops players get some shots here to play at the next level as well. We're gonna have Mike Florio with us tomorrow, Omar. He's gonna have some good stuff. He has really been following this Brennan Sorsby thing from the beginning. He's been right on it, and I know that he's going to have some harsh words because he doesn't care. Right? Mike does not care what the league thinks of him.
I love it.
He will let it rip, and he might take shots at the NFL tomorrow and say they make up the rules as they go along the way. They seem to. Yes, they do.
That's the truth.
They do seem to. So we'll talk to Mike tomorrow. Thank you to our entire crew here, Jamie, who does our YouTube stream for us, and also Locked On Marlins. Check that out. Blake hung out with us today. Dan Day, you're working too much, my friend. We got to give Dan Day a vacation here. We're going to send Dan Day off somewhere. Where can we send him? Let's send him either Turkey or where was the other place? Czechia? You want to go to Czechia, Dan?
Yeah, I just want to go do a 9-for-9 over at Lone Depot Park. It's enough for me.
Get it going. Hold on, wait a minute. You're vegan. You can't do 9-for-9.
I wonder if we can get together with the Marlins and maybe make this into some deal where we can get like some of our listeners to come out and hang with us, man. That would be fun. I know
That
Joe
would
will
be
be on
great.
board.
Everybody
Bo
do the 9-for-9.
Yeah, so we'll see Joe and Bo. That maybe they'll get out there. Now, I'm a little hesitant to let Joe even do this.
No, Joe can't do it.
Yeah. To be honest, I'm hesitant to see Bo do it, but
we got to keep them
young.
alive.
I think the 999 challenge is a younger man's game, but they may prove us wrong. We got Tobin and Leroy. They're coming up next here on QAM. Everyone have a great rest of your Thursday. We'll talk to you on Friday.